Everybody, and welcome. I'm Conquest, and this is Stellaris First Contact. We're going to do an edited series, meaning I'm going to pause the recording and just check in every so often, tell you how the Empire is going, and basically tell the story of the wonderful empire that is the dominating Commonality. So these little beautiful dudes, I love this character model, by the way. I always use it. I don't always use it, but I almost always use it. We're going to have a good time. So the idea is, I haven't designed this to like min-max too much. It's mostly for the role play, but we're going to be an oligarchic species. The species is the Dominus, plural domins, adjective domineering. You can kind of guess where I'm going with this. We are decadent, meaning workers and slaves of this species are less happy. Quick learners, weak, meaning we get less army damage and less worker pop, resource output. Venerable though, live 80 plus extra years, and we are wasteful, more consumer goods upkeep. Oros, the ocean planet, is our star. We're going to go with shore aquatic cities, and we're going to go with overtuned. Okay, so stay with me here. Overtuned lets you add traits that basically have trade-offs to your pops. And what these traits do is they give you a big bonus on one thing, but a big negative, and the negative is usually, as far as I understand it, because I haven't actually played Overtuned yet, leader lifespan, which is going to be fun, because what we're going to do is we have the Dominus, right? Our main primary ruling species in our authoritarian, spiritualist, militarist society. We have a shadow council and a meritocracy. All of this is based around the idea that we're going to have really high-level rulers. They're going to live a really long time. We're going to re-elect them a lot. And then we're going to try and accumulate slave species, essentially. We're going to try and not just slave, but workers, and very much stratified workers. So the idea is we're going to make this big, sprawling, metropolitan empire of lots of different species and things, but then we're going to overtune the bejesus out of our slave species, making them very, very tailored. And then I'm going to move all my slave species who are like super good at mining onto mining worlds and things like that, while our beautiful Dominus decadent species live on nice ocean worlds, basically just sunning it by the beach, being decadent and wasteful. Seems fun. My objective is to try and take over the whole galaxy, because I have literally never done that in Stellaris before. I have a slightly upgraded PC. I have some mods that make the game run better, although also be some that make it run worse. So hopefully it will be finally the time that I actually finish taking over the whole world. We're going to use lots of the new to me anyway, newish domination mechanics and overlord mechanics and stuff like that. It should be good fun, and of course we're going to experience some of the first contact, because what we want to do is go out there, find pre-FTL species, and then uplift them into the stars in chains, is the idea, basically. I'm running a mod pack which includes giga structures, which I've never played with before, so that should be fun. We'll look at the settings I'm using for that when we go in. I will post the mod pack in the description of this video so that you guys can play along with that if you want. I'm pretty happy with the kind of Vanilla Plus feel, except for Gigastructures, which is very much more than Vanilla Plus, but generally kind of Vanilla Plus feel of this mod pack. And I think that's about it. Let's save this and let me pick what kind of settings we're going to go on. Oh yes, we have Wild Stars as well, which is a very cool mod, which means there are going to be some places, like I think it might tell us here, if we go to medium, large, huge. Yeah, so we're probably going to play on a medium galaxy. And what this means is roughly, and this is just from my experience, I haven't like read the data or whatever, but maybe like 80 stars in the galaxy in little clumps will be uninhabitable. It's not possible to have planets there. It's not possible to ever colonize that star system. And what that means is it's going to be easier to move around, especially in the late game. I don't really like in the late game how everyone owns everything, and then it becomes really awkward to try and move around much. This is going to allow for, hopefully, some more kind of slave raiding and wars going on further away, basically, because there's going to be this wild space that no one can take over. Hopefully that mod works. That's the one I'm most worried about, but it should do, and this should be a good time. But let me set up these other settings and then I will talk you through them. Okay, here are the settings that I think we're going to go with. So we're actually going to go with large. I always think I should play on 600, it'll run so much better, but no, it's just more fun with more AI and more stuff going on. So we're going to get 800 stars, elliptical, 1 times habitable worlds, 2 guaranteed, all standard there. Random empire placement, we do have the mod that means no clustered starts, so that's good. And we're going to go with 2.5 pre-FTL civilizations and pre-Sapient civilizations. You know, I figure it's First Contact, the DLC. Could be fun to get a few more of those going on. 0.75 hyperlane density. Of course, this is the one I always play on. It's very good. Slightly less wormholes and abandoned gateways. I dislike how they kind of mess with choke points. So having them be a bit more rare will be fun. Standard tech and tradition cost. I usually bring this down a bit, but I think we're going to go with 1 times this time. I've also lowered the logistical growth ceiling and highered the growth required scaling. The idea here is A, the game will run better with less pops, and B, I think our empire design thrives when other species are struggling to get enough population. Because I think we're going to get a lot of population essentially by enslaving people. You know, we're going to buy loads of slaves on the international slave market and all that stuff. Interstellar slave market. And so we should have ways to grow our population that the AI won't. Which will counteract, hopefully, the fact that I've put us on Admiral, which is the second highest difficulty setting. Though I have set it scaling, so it will scale up to... it'll start at no bonuses and scale up to the full bonuses when we hit 2475. But the Admiral bonuses are massive. 75% more resources from jobs and stations, 75% more trade value, 15 more stability. I mean, it's crazy. They get like 50% or 45% increase in weapons damage, hull, armor, shields. It's crazy. It's crazy the bonuses that the AI get on this. So, you know, I'm not amazing at Stellaris, but I'm not too bad. So hopefully this will be okay and we'll manage to make it. But I think this should give us a proper challenge. I usually play on Commodore, which is one below. So I think this should be a proper kind of challenging campaign. I don't like advanced AI starts, 14 AI, no advanced neighbors, 3 fallen empires, 1 marauder, just find it easier to interact with. All crisis. This means that they will fire sequentially in a random order. So that will be fun. I think that's it. So now I'm going to pause recording. I'm going to hit play like 6 or 7 times until we find a start that I like and pretend it was the first one. Okay, here we are. So here are the settings we're using for gigastructures. If you're not familiar, you can change how many of various different things you can have in the gigastructures mod, which is cool. So what we're doing is we have these little achievements associated. I haven't done any of these yet, so that'll be fun. You can kind of earn during the game and get some bonuses. Megastructure scaling, which means that various things scale based on what kind of star you build them around, which just seems kind of fun. We're going to do a simultaneous build cap job based, which means you have to build a new resource. Super tensile materials. That's a good point. Will actually work with our... I wonder where that shows up. It's here. I wonder if I can get a mod to make super tensile materials show up, because right now we've got most things show up here, but not some of these things, like the quasaric energy and the psychic sublimate. That's okay. We can always just leave this open, I guess, if we want to. There's plenty of screen real estate. Anyway, so you can make it so you can only build one at a time, which is the vanilla behavior. But I've always thought that was boring. And the idea that we can make it actually cost stuff to build more rather than just letting us build loads is fun, I think. The output and costs and upkeep are going to be the same for the AI and these people. And I've turned off the 2 new crises that Gigastructures adds, just because I've never seen them. And looking at some of the models and descriptions in here, they seem a little bit kind of weird to me. But I mean, you know, if you like them, no worries, obviously. What other settings are worth mentioning? Yeah, there's the core, which is random. So there's different people that can live in like the Galactic core that cause problems and things later on, so that's fine. In vanilla, we've made it so everything you can have any number you want except interstellar assemblies, because interstellar assemblies adds diplomatic relations buffs, which are clearly not meant to be stacked. I mean, none of these are meant to be stacked, but obviously it makes sense. You can have as many Dyson spheres as you want. And then yeah, infinite on anything else. I have no idea what these do, so I guess we'll just find out. Which will be exciting. So I'm going to confirm those settings. And then this is the wild space settings. So you can see that we're starting just here. Here's our Oros. And you can see there's these systems that look like this. This is wild space. And you can see there's a cluster here, there's some here, there's some here, there's some down here, some here. And what that's going to mean is that there are these gaps that no one can own and no one can control, which makes defense a bit harder, less choke points. And it means exploration is going to be easier, which is fun. I am going to disable nebula system art, and I'm going to disable shifting lanes. So you can make it such that the in and out of wild space is they shift, like where the connections are change over time, but I'm going to turn that off because that apparently affects performance. Okay, so here we are. Oros, our capital, looking pretty cool. If you close it and then reopen it, does it reopen where you left it? Nice. Okay, so where do we start? We have an intellectual leader here. Nice. I think we're just going to go out, find our habitable worlds, get some tech going. I might scale the UI. Potentially we try and leave that open. I'm not sure because there's these new resources. Yeah, super tensile materials to build megastructures with. Planetary mass. Ooh, large amounts of total unrefined matter harvested from a planet or moon, stored in the form of large asteroids. Wicked. Yeah, so I'm just going to get things started here. One thing I should note is that our workers are going to be pretty unhappy. Yeah, 25% happiness. Stratified economy, lower decadent and low amenities. They are already real mad. Fortunately, they do not have that much political power, so the overall situation is pretty good. But we do have some crime and a lack of amenities right out of the gate. We need to go out there and find ourselves some slaves. Well, in classic me style, I've spent the last like 2 hours trying to delete this button because it really annoys me that close galaxy map is always on the screen. It just seems very, very unhelpful because you just hit E. Surely everyone knows you just hit E at this point. So I'm trying to move that away, but I've asked some better modders than I for help, so hopefully I'll be able to do that. Anyway, looking at our initial starting situation, it seems clear that the wild space to our east is going to mean that this is going to be a choke point. So we need to get over there, get that choke point locked down before anyone else comes in. But then that should be interesting because that will give us, it looks like, avenues in to a couple of different places. And then there's a big wild space over here, and it looks like this will be the choke point. So we'll probably try and hold like here and here with some big stations, defensive stations, and then we have a big amount of access to other stuff over there, which is cool. I've never played wild space before, so that's going to be fun. Apart from that, it's going to be a fairly normal opening, basically. Should be good. Look at it. Look at it. There's no button. And I can hit E and scroll in and out. It's so beautiful. I don't know why my Empire icon isn't loading properly. Hopefully that's not something I broke. Can you tell? Like, look how dark it is in my study now. Can you tell how long it took? Just for me to get that damn button to disappear. But anyway, now I've done that, I can actually play. Let's get actually started. It's been like 3 hours. I've had dinner. It's been a journey. All right, I've learned how to mod Solaris graphical user interfaces somewhat. Right, let's get into the game. By the way, check out our home system, by the way. Really cool. We got 3 stars. We've got a class F, a class B, and a class A star. Pretty cool. Which means, I guess, in the long term, theoretically, we could build like a Dyson sphere and a matter extraction and still have light in our home system. We are the 3rd planet around the 1st star here. Pretty cool. No other habitable planets in our system, of course, but potential for terraforming. We could potentially terraform some of these. No valuable terraform to. Yes, of course, we don't have the tech, no problem. But we can do that. I'm realizing now how long it's been since I played Solaris. I'm looking forward to getting back into this. It's a good game. It's a good game. Oh, have I broken the top bar? Is the music player meant to look like that? Was that me? Anyway, it's not game breaking, so it's all good. Oh baby, we have immediately found, don't pay no attention to Northern Lion talking in the background, we have immediately found a ruined mega art installation. Nice. So that's going to help us, that dramatically increases the odds of the megastructure tech showing up. Ooh, we also have a brown dwarf. I didn't know brown dwarfs were in Solaris. Maybe this is from a mod. That's cool though. Interesting. But yeah, we're already into our 2nd system and already got a megastructure. Very nice. I did not realize that megastructures adds new ascension trees, unless unless these are added by patches, and I just haven't played for too long. But it's cool. So it's time for us to pick our first tree. I do tend to like adaptability, but and yielding is also fun. Obviously, we're going to want supremacy in the fullness of time. Subterfuge could also be fun. I'm not sure. Okay, I think we're going to go with Discovery, just the kind of classic starter. We have 7 slots, right? We need Giga Construction and Macro Engineering, just because, you know, it's my first game with Giga Structures. I've got to take the 2 that are associated with that. So that leaves us with 5. Then we're almost certainly going to take Genetics, because that synergizes nicely with the... synergizes nicely with the overtuning that we've got. Which is going to be good, because yeah, we're going to be modifying a lot of species and doing all kinds of gene modification. So that's 3. Then we're probably going to want, well, I mean, supremacy is good, but expansion tends to be nice, but is it vital? I mean, the empire size down is pretty sweet. I mean, the max districts is nice too. We'll need domination, because we are the Dominus. We have to get domination. Clearly, because we want to be a hegemony, probably, in terms of getting our slaves and our workers more influential, and our ruler level cap goes up. Okay, so that's Discovery, Domination, Macro Engineering, Giga Construction, Genetics. That's already 5, which leaves us only 2. I was wanting Harmony because of the leader lifespan and leader level cap, which synergizes nicely again with the kind of long life main primary race that we're going with, not race. Species. And then diplomacy. I would like diplomacy, because yes, we're going to be domineering, but I want to also, you know, work my way. Do we have to take diplomacy for form federation, or can I form a federation by force, by filling out domination? I'm not sure, actually. So we may have to take diplomacy. And you can't abandon traditions, right? Once you've taken them, I think. We kind of need diplomacy for the diplomatic influence cost down. Okay, so honestly, that's 1, 2, 3. Do we need domination, actually? Yeah, for hegemony. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With only 1 left. Probably politics, right? Because I really want to get involved with the galactic community and try and engineer ourselves to become like a one-man senate. That seems awesome. I've never actually done that, despite it being introduced so long ago. Less influence cost to propose stuff. Every envoy gives you even more diplomatic weight. After a revolution is passed by another empire, gain 25% diplomatic weight until one of your own passes. You get no veto cooldown. Sorry, less veto cooldown. 18 months worth of... Yeah, we have to get this. Okay, so I think that is it, honestly. I mean, Bulwark is great, though. I really like Bulwark. I really like turtling in this game, but I guess that's not what we're going for this campaign. That's a shame. That means we're not going to get adaptability. But yeah, so I guess it's going to be not necessarily in this order. Well, do we... Okay, so then the question is, do I need Discovery? The good thing about Discovery is we get 1 extra leader level cap, 25% experience gain, and 2 science level cap. Don't really care about that. Don't really care about that. 10% research speed is obviously good. Map the stars is nice. I don't think we need Discovery. I think it's good early game, don't get me wrong. So I think we're going to go diplomacy, domination, macro engineering, Giga Construction, politics, genetics. So sorry, let me just count that down. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 1 more, yeah. Mercantile? Mercantile's kind of fun. But I don't know, that's not really the focus for this run, is it? Expansion for the empire size and the extra districts. Upgrade speed's nice. And yielding. You can make the Maginot world. Cool. Yeah, that doesn't seem that good, though. Maybe Bulwark, then? Does this also unlock Maginot worlds? No. Interesting. So that's just in conjunction with unyielding, it's useful. Really? It's like this unlock is useless? This all just does stuff for the Maginot world. Maybe it's just written wrong and it actually unlocks in both. Anyway. But we have to be on the offensive. So maybe supremacy, honestly. Oh yeah, the war doctrines policies. You don't even get until you get this. Yeah, we have to do this. I mean, ship fire rate and ship upkeep and ship build speed and cost. Okay, I think it's going to be supremacy, which means out of those, what do we most want to start with? If we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. We obviously can't do that until we have engineered evolution. Maybe it's supremacy to get started really early? Or maybe it's... I mean, I can't see why we'd need diplomacy that early. I guess it's domination. Governor level cap, monthly influence, extra housing, worker output. Yeah, I think we're going to go for this. Get the ruler level cap nice and high. I mean, we are the Dominus. Let's start with domination. Empire size from Pops is also going to be nice when we get there. All right. Domination it is. Cool. Ooh, this is a pretty cool find. Aren't these the ones that give you the Gaia world creating artifact? Nice. Okay. It's a small ocean world, our second world, unfortunately, but oh well. But that's cool. I think that's one of my favorite precursors. I like that. I like that storyline. Isn't there a thing where you can tell where the precursors are based on where you spawn in the galaxy? I've never actually learned that, but I think that's a thing. But anyway, yeah, we're going to explore that event chain once we can get this world under control. Very nice. Okay, our second, excuse me, our second ever colony. The first Dominus colony has been established. A great day for the dominating commonality. Boros has been established. Boros in the star system. Whoops. Boros in the star system, of course, Boros, because I like naming systems this way, so that we can keep it nice and easy to understand where things are. We've also got 2 new scientists out there surveying, so we can find out what's what. I should also probably start cracking into this these ruins, see if we can uncover some secrets, which should be fun. Also trying to complicate what to build for here first, which I think I'm just going to go straight up with a temple. Crank out that unity early on. I'm plowing through the domination tree. We already have the Privy Council, which means we've got a bunch more edicts active. We need to start unlocking some more edicts, really, because we've got lots of available points for it, which is pretty nice. And yeah, apart from that, want to get towards our second habitable world down here. Another bit of a small one, but that won't be a problem until later in the game. So not too bad for now. Just keeping on. Holy heck, we found another like megastructure-y thing. Nice. We have found a wrecked juggernaut here. Look at that thing. Nice. Which means we can survey it for 12 engineering research. And we can scrap it for presumably a lot of alloys. Restoring it would be feasible once we possess the technology to build our own. Well, that's going to take ages. I think we should take the short-term reward, probably. So we're probably going to scrap that for just a massive pile of alloys. That is a large ship indeed. Nice, and that's giving me a ton of engineering research to plow in here as well. Very sexy. This place, maybe this must just be how Gigastructures is. This place is littered with megastructures. A wrecked attack moon. I'm really looking forward to building one of these because these are mega cool. I wonder how much tech and stuff we can get if we can manage to capture that. Of course, there could be other, aliens around here. Also, met our first alien hostiles around here. They're the mining drones, I think. Well, this is kind of lucky. Look at this. This whole section here has nothing connected to it. So as long as we can lock down Didem up here at the top, we're going to have a completely controlled little nugget. I think the other effect of that is that actually we're always going to be isolated up here. This, like, our core section up here is always going to be isolated from the rest of the galaxy because there's wild space here and wild space here. So that's going to be challenging in some ways. It's going to make the game quite different because we're not ever going to be able to control every province all the way along, which might make trade... I forget how trade works, to be honest, but that seems like it's going to be make trade a little challenging because we're not going to be able to have, stations and things controlling in between. Interesting. We're getting really hemmed in here. Look at this. So down to the south, all locked off. And to the east, this is all locked off, bottlenecked on this system, which has 7,000 power in it. And a Gaia world, interestingly. Not a big one, but a Gaia world. So that's, I mean, I hope we're able to access the rest of the galaxy through here. Otherwise, we're going to be completely alone for quite a while. And I don't want to be alone. I want to find people to enslave. Not to put too fine a point on it. We have got 3 archaeological sites already, though, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so now comes another decision. What are our 8 ascension perks going to be? I think Shared Destiny is imperative, because I'm going to try and make like the whole galaxy my subject. Those that we don't directly conquer. Transcendent Learning would fit well with the theme of trying to go for like mega generals and leaders and admirals and scientists and stuff. So that's 2. And then I want to experience the gigastructure stuff, but that's going to take like the other 6 or all 8. So we're going to have to decide, and I'm not going to decide right now, but we're going to have to decide how many points we want to put towards all the gigastructuring stuff. Because, I mean, yeah, attack moons seem really cool, to be honest with you. So maybe we don't go with a weapon to pierce the heavens, an active supermassive quasar, a weapon of sheer size, destructive power, orders of magnitude, a weapon that could shatter the very heavens themselves. I mean, that does sound cool, doesn't it? So maybe we do that, but... And then vast expanses. Our ever-expanding needs for habitation production reached a point where we need to dedicate ourselves to the creation of the ultimate living space. That does sound cool. Well, what else do we want that isn't related to these massive buildings? We don't need arcologies, because we can build ring worlds and stuff instead. So I think we should be okay without arcologies. Gigastructural constructs, of course, we're going to have, but let's look at the other ones first. So we need Galactic Wonders, because it's required for Gigastructural. So Galactic Wonders, Gigastructural, will definitely get both of those. So that's 2, 4 counting the 2 we picked higher up. What else do we want in here? Defender of the Galaxy is useful, but that's like an emergency pick. Colossus projects, we don't really need... Vast Expanses requires this. You need so for Vast Expanses, you need Master Builders and Colossus projects to get this one. Wow. Okay, yeah, it requires Master Builder, requires Discovery of the Galactic Claw and an inactive supermassive black hole. Jesus. Okay, well let's go on the basis that we're not necessarily going to do that one. We're going to go with the other types of gigastructural constructs. And then Slice of Life is how you do the new Alderson disk thing. Yeah, a solar system-sized disk built around a star. An unimaginable quantity of people and industry. That does sound cool. So let's go 1, 2... What's detox? Oh, that doesn't matter. It's 2, 3... 4, 5. So we still have quite a bit of room. Well, alright, obviously we need engineered evolution. And where's the other genetic? Where's the second tier genetic one? Because isn't there... Or are the others, does it not show up until you've... No, it's showing up here, because here's the psionics, cybernetics, synthetics. I guess it doesn't show up until you pick the first one, but we're going to have engineered evolution and then the one above that as well. So that's 2, 3, 4. That leaves 4 for engineering projects. Basically. Did I pick the water origin? I forget. Can I see? No, we're overtuned. That's right. Okay, so we definitely don't need we don't need that. We don't need the deluge. World Shaper is fun. Making Gaia planets is pretty cool. But we're going to gigastructure our way to that kind of stuff. Okay, so 1, 2... Emperor size from planets is good. I mean, it's all good. But we have to be selective. We have to be selective. I guess the 4 we'll take then would be Galactic Wonders. So that's 1. Galactic Wonders, Gigastructural Constructs, 2. And then what else could we get? What's this? We can already... We are already able to transform entire planets into warships, right? So that requires gigastructural constructs and Colossus project. And then you can an entire solar system assembled together to form a warship of unbelievably huge proportions. That does sound cool, but I feel like once we got the capacity to build that, we'd already have won. So let's not do that. Let's do gigastructural constructs, galactic wonders. Do we need master build? I mean, 50% build speed is kind of insane. But building them slower, but being able to have a wider range of them, I think seems more fun. So it'd be... Oh, I don't think we don't need Voidborn. So 1, 2, and then it's going to be probably Slice of Life. I do like the idea of a massive habitable planet, because this replaces the need for arcologies and stuff. And then we have one more. I guess we can't make it Vast Expanses because we need Master Builders for Vast Expanses. So the question is, do we want Slice of Life or Vast Expanses? Because if we're going Vast Expanses, we can not take Slice of Life and instead take Master Builders. Because Vast Expanses seems to be the same as Slice of Life. But okay, we can work towards that, because the first ones we're going to pick are going to be Transcendent Learning, probably followed by Shared Destiny, followed by Engineered Evolution, and then we're into like the engineering stuff. Okay, I think that works. I think that's going to good. That's the plan. That's the plan. So Transcendent Learning, +2 level cap, and 50% leader experience gain. Because that means, I mean, just look at this. If we go to our leaders right now, we've got a level cap of 8 already, before even getting any, tech and more stuff around that. And we're learning at 175% normal speed. That's going to be pretty nice. Especially if we can keep our ruler in charge, because he's nice, giving us his planetary build speed, district and building costs down, and ship weapons damage down. Yeah, he's already level 3, and he can go to level 10. If we can make sure we keep him in for a long time, that's going to be good. And then it costs influence to mandate it towards staying him, because we have shadow government. It's going to be really, really cheap. So, nice. Very good. Ooh, what's this? Modifiers. Ah, this is just like setting stuff. Okay, cool. And yes, our agenda is developing industry. Good. Nice. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to keep spreading out. Hopefully, with all this wild space, we really ought to be able to find a way to navigate through here to get to the rest of the galaxy and try and meet some friends to enslave. I think I have changed my mind about which traditions to get. So originally I was going to get expansion. I think we're going to... So we got 7 left. Sorry. Oh no, we got 6 left. Crap. 6 left. So it's got to be Gig Construction, Mecha Engineering. That leaves 4. It's got to be Politicking. That leaves 3. It's got to be Genetics. That leaves 2. By the way, I think Genetics has replaced one of the extension perks. It's, like I said, it's been a while since I've played this game. So we've got 1, leaving 5. 2... leaving 4. 3, leaving 3. 2, 1, diplomacy. So we need diplomacy for the forming federations. You know what? I'm going to look into it. I'm going to check whether you need diplomacy, because it feels like you shouldn't need diplomacy to start a federation if domination rather, gives you a special federation type. Right? I mean, hegemony grants access to. Surely I should have access to it, whether or not I have diplomacy. But I'm gonna try and find that out, because if we didn't have to take diplomacy, that would be good. I mean, we would be missing out on lots of trust growth and diplomatic weight, but we could instead take prosperity, because then we could use our 6 on genetics, prosperity, politics, macro engineering, gig construction, supremacy, because we need supremacy for all the warring that I'm planning on doing. Yes, I'm going to look into that. Okay, unfortunately, we do have to take diplomacy. There are the ways to get federations, but they're really complicated. Not complicated, but difficult. But I'm looking at it. We don't need macro engineering. Macro engineering, in terms of what it gives you just for megastructures, it gives you 20% build speed, 10% less upkeep. But that's it on megastructure specific stuff. So we don't need macro engineering. So we're going to take diplomacy, giga construction, prosperity, genetics, supremacy, politics. And the first one we're going to take is prosperity. Because this one gives you 5% flat on all jobs, plus 5% on specialists, so it's 10% for specialists, and 5% lower upkeep on jobs, which is pretty nice. So we're going to fill out prosperity next, I think. And by I think, I mean I know. Should be good. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, so there's some space amoeba in this system. So we're literally entirely hemmed in up here in our little corner of the galaxy. Which won't slow us down for long. But, I mean, the space amoeba are quite strong. Hopefully we can... I think there's a... Once we make contact, there's a way to pacify them, I think. So that'll be good. But that's not great. Being this hemmed in is not superb for our initial prospects. Finally aliens. We're this slaving race that doesn't know anyone to enslave exists, but we found them. In Brink, there is a pre-sapient species. We'd have to uplift them before we could enslave them, but it's possible. Wow, they are. No wonder our guys are going to be a bit xenophobic. I mean, look at them. That is a horrendous portrait. I am honestly impressed. That is... Wow, that's some good art right there. Okay, but they are pre-sapient, so we'd need to uplift them. You can do that, can't you? Pretty sure you can. But yeah, they're all the way out here. We're trying to build up a fleet, and also we got an event chain that resulted in a huge black hole just appearing next to us. We also found this, an O-class star, which is the largest type of star. So if we put a Dyson sphere, wow, that's... flashbang out. Wow, look at this. Look at my face in the webcam when you zoom in on the star. Jesus Christ. So if we put like a Dyson sphere around it or something, it'll get even more output because it's a massive star, which is awesome. Very cool. Megastructures will have 500% output, 500% upkeep, 450% build cost, and 350% build time. Jesus, that is pretty hefty. Yeah, uninhabitable, you don't say. But yeah, we're going to work our way down to colonizing this area to get access to that. Plus there's some Zero in this system, which is good. We do now have a fleet that could kill the space amoeba that are blocking our access to the rest of the galaxy. But then there's some more down here. We could also, though, I did go with the space amoeba study, so I should probably do this soon. In fact, yeah, this is not important. Let's do that now. Because I think you can make them non-hostile once you've done this, which would just be, you know, efficient. I'm just trying to think what else has happened. Oh yes, we pulled up an old ship here that was buried in a planet, so it's an extra 600 strength for us, which is good. And we've dramatically increased the size of our fleet. We are in fact slightly oversized right now, but that on the bright side has made the veterans happy. We do have our factions in and they're pretty pleased. We just need to get some strong diplomacy going. So far on terms of edicts, we're going isolationist, because until you meet anyone, this is basically just free unity. Like there's no downsides here. We might want to go to belligerent, just to keep them happy, but to keep these guys happy, I mean. But I don't know. Do they like expansionist or just supremacist? Strong diplomacy, belligerent or supremacist? Yeah. So supremacist, what does that require? You have to finish supremacy traditions. Right. And that gives us harm relations with all other empires in the supremacist diplomatic stance. That's fine. But we get less war exhaustion, more diplomatic weight, claim influence down. Yeah, it's not that good. When we're actively warring, it's good. But honestly, I like isolationist. I like mercantile. We could go belligerent just to cheer them up. But I really like the unity right now, so I think that's probably what we're going to stay on for now. But yeah, soon we're going to clear these guys away and open up the gates to the rest of the galaxy, which will be good. It should be relatively easy, but witness our first ever military engagement. Just smashing some shardlings here, not even getting through my shields. Beautiful. That's them done. And then we could... Yeah, we can't push through here yet, which is what's really going to open things up. We've got to get substantially more fleet power for that. But we can go home to heal. You guys come home as well. Oops, you guys come home. And then we can go off and open the gates to the rest of the world down here. Nice. Should be good. I keep saying should be good. Will be good. Confidence. And there we go. The gateway to the galaxy lies open. The amoeba have been slain. Now we're going to go home, heal up, kill the other ones, and then the gateway to the galaxy is really open. Good. Finally going to be able to get out of this pocket up here. Yikes, I've just noticed something. Weren't there 12 AI? How the hell are we ranked 16th? I think I might be completely doomed. I'm also noticing... Is my OBS even recording? I'm not sure it's still working. I guess I'll have to edit this one to check. I hope I'm... I can't believe we're ranked 16th. I'm so screwed. Okay, hopefully it was still recording before it was just a graphical error, but either way, yeah. Rank 16th out of 12. I think that means it's putting me behind the Fallen Empires, which I mean is fair enough. But still, I think we're doing literally worse than every AI in the whole game right now. Which is kind of, you know, not superb. We have just got our clone vats set up though. So hopefully we'll be able to start cranking out some more population now that we have those set up. They give us, yeah, hefty food upkeep, which we will need to try and counterbalance. But they will give us a dramatic increase in pop growth. Double, in fact, which is pretty darn good. So hopefully that will help. Ooh, okay. Our first aliens. I don't think we're going to be able to enslave them very easily because they are a fallen empire. I think let's stay friendly for them. But yes, that's our first alien. Oh my god! We're trapped in again. Holy heck. The whole point of the wild space game is that you're meant to be able to much more easily travel around. And we're literally trapped in again. We have one way out. And we have to go through this freaking 7,000 power to get to it. Oh, well, in the long term, that's probably good, because this is like the perfect defense for our southern flank. And if there's anything good in these stars, we can colonize them unopposed. But I can't believe we're trapped again. What a game so far. And yes, still solidly... Oh, we overtook someone. Let's go. And it is counting them. We overtook someone. We're not in last place. Oh, nice. We did take some pretty terrible traits, so it's to be expected. On the bright side, we should start catching up, because with this perk, we now have dramatically increased our pop growth. Because we're now growing 4.5. So we have more than doubled our pop growth on all 3 of our planets, which is pretty nice indeed. Okay, I'm not quite sure how, but we just met... these guys, the Galactic Commissariat on the opposite side of the galaxy. And they are, yeah, unknown power relative to us. We obviously have no intel. I guess we should start spying on them a bit and just see if we can learn some stuff about them. Could be good. Could we see what the heck's going on over here. Interesting. They close borders to us. They're supremacists. Interesting. Interesting. They are hegemonic imperialists, but they're a long way away from us. But I don't like the look of the size of their font, because it looks like they've already colonized a huge area. And obviously, we haven't found any damn habitable worlds that we have access to yet. But we're getting there. We should be able to beat these guys soon, because we're upgrading our fleet, and we should be able to add in some destroyers at this point, which will be good. So that will at least help. But yeah, we need to start making some progress fast. Okay, it's a big day for our empire. We've met this other guy, and he is prepared to sell us communications for 254 minerals and our own communications. They, by the way, are militarist fanatic socialists, very much someone that we might want to get along with. As you can see, all kinds of stuff is already going on. They have they're an overlord over somebody. All kinds of stuff is happening in the in the galaxy that we've just had absolutely no party to. But boom, there we go. Now we know a great deal more. we will just be happy with all of them, trying to get them to like us. There's no real reason to do this. We get better spy growth, but I think that's okay. How long does this last, though? Actually, maybe we should be doing that more, but no, I'd rather just make friends right now, because it seems like we're behind the curve. So if we can start cheerful. All right, here's a bunch of extra people we've met. Ooh, these guys are kind of close to where I'm going to emerge into the galaxy up here, so that's unfortunate. Hopefully they're at least somewhat friendly. But yeah, I'm going to go around, I'm going to talk to all these guys, and hopefully we're going to find some people that can be our friends to help us subjugate some of the others. But given our continued status... Okay, so we can now see who these guys... So please, Union of Faban, don't be too good. Okay, they're not too far above us. They're not too far above us. But yeah, 16th out of 20 is pretty bad as a start goes. Aha, but the Masticators... You're presumably a devouring swarm, if I had to guess. Do I know of any of your worlds? Shouldn't I be able to talk to them now that I know of their worlds? And yeah, they're all closing the gates to me, but still, now that we know about them, we can at least start to be informed and start to make some deals, some wheeling and dealing. That's what comes next. Okay, it turns out that black hole that appeared is more important than I thought. There was a special project to study something, and the Arcane Rift Manipulator is the result. Okay. Its size varies. What does that mean? Its mass varies. They don't shift proportionally. What? Its mass shifts and oscillates over time. Outbursts of radiation. Ooh. It possesses the potential to stabilize and manipulate any type of wormhole in the universe. Even the extremely tiny and short-lived micro wormhole. Cool. We can utilize it to a limited extent. They believe it should be possible. Manipulating and ultimately wormhole travel. The destroyed event horizon offset facility could potentially be restored and re-established for that purpose. Oh, we got a relic. That's actually a full-on relic. Nice. Where do you see relics again? Alright. The Arcane Rift Manipulator. Passive effect. 5% bonus to research speed. And right now it does not have an active effect. Okay. Cool. Fine. That's, I'm not complaining. And then apparently there's some kind of wormhole manipulation device we can build. We're spreading across the world, trying to get around here. Want to get to those pre-FTL guys. I didn't check, actually. What stage are they at? Can I not see that? Here we go. Industrial age. Okay. Cool. This is a big world as well. Look at all that room for activities. Fantastic. Looking forward to getting over there. And, of course, we continue to try and build up our fleet, ready to finally punch through these prism fleets and gain access to the rest of the solar system. And by solar system, I mean galaxy. Okay, so this is some of the new First Contact stuff, I think. We're generating insights on these guys. And we can do some effects. Finisher effects. Once we get enough insights and uncover a breakthrough event, we'll have collected enough data for an insight technology. Okay, favoring insights gives us less production, but does it faster? Sure, sounds good. I would like to let this finish. The problem is, there's 18 pops on this planet, and we need to enslave someone absolutely pronto, as well as getting this tropical world inhabited and growing our own population here. So sadly, we're not going to experience too much of the First Contact content on this particular world, because the armies are already en route to go and conquer it. But I guess we can do that. Oh, hey, nice, another embassy. I guess we can. We'll do the First Contact stuff more in the future, I guess. But for now, I mean, maybe it would make sense to indoctrinate their leaders and stuff before we enslave them. But I don't know. I'm finding it hard to justify delaying getting 18 pops, because to put it in context, that's like a 25% increase. Not quite, 22% increase or something like that to the size of our current empire, which is, I mean, that's big. Obviously, that's like we urgently need that. So we're probably going to work towards that at best pace. Cool. Let's do that. Before we invade them, though, because right now they have this low awareness. If they get more and more aware, I guess they do more and more to try and resist us. They're in the industrial age, and they're making headway, and they're ignorant of us. But we can just reveal our presence. They'll get stellar culture shock for 50 years. I assume that would be less if I let my espionage develop. Spread disinformation, lowers the awareness level. Nice, we can pretend we don't exist. That's fun. You can also plant advanced knowledge and increase their speed, which is cool. But right now we don't have, our policy doesn't allow us to do most of this stuff, basically, because we were just meant to be indoctrinating them. You have to infiltrate their government. Their technology level is not sufficiently advanced to join our empire, so we can't infiltrate government. Oh, but can we invade them, actually? I guess that's a good point. Maybe it's not possible to invade them because they're too primitive. Nope, we can totally invade them. All right, well, yeah, let's just say hello. Welcome. It's time for them to learn they are not alone in the galaxy. Depending on their current awareness, they'll start a culture shock for up to that. So if they're more aware, less culture shock. Let's do it. Hello. Amazing. Visitors from the Star. This is certainly unexpected. You've caught us at a bit of a disadvantage. Divine greetings. Yes, we will bring ourselves order. Sets their awareness to 100 and we get 100 intel. We will bring order to your chaotic existence. Our first alien encounter. An intelligent yet undeveloped civilization, mixed feelings. Confirms our long-held belief. Each species we encounter opportunities and a threat. This changes everything. Not really. So they surely will... Yes, there we go. So they have stellar culture shock, which means they have negative 100 diplomatic acceptance for anything. Okay, but we can now do actually like diplomacy with them and stuff. That's cool. I like that. Right now they're neutral. They don't like our slavery policy. They are xenophilic, and they don't like our spiritualism. Okay, so in fullness of time, we could offer societal guidance, so we're converting them to our governing ethics. Okay, but our policies don't let us do that. We can provide them technology. Okay, and we can do a commercial agreement. How about instead we invade? I think that seems fun. There's also, yeah, that seems like there's a big potential though for a... Ooh, nice, the Galactic community. Yes, we support that. Hey, nice. Got an encryption key. It seems like there's real potential to play as the good guys and like go around uplifting people and like slowly trying to temper the opinions of the kind of xenophobic and the infiltrating and making them all xenophilic and then uplifting them up into a federation. That would be really cool. I'm looking forward to doing a more benevolent run now. But this run, that's not the idea. This run, we're going to keep it on the much less happy side. So we need to start working on, we're getting close to finishing our genetics tree, at which point, I'm going to do some, finally do some genetic modification. And one thing I'm going to do is make it so that we have some people who are going to be good at living on this tropical world and this alpine world. And then we can start getting some more colonies going. Brink also is going to be colonized pretty soon, so you go up there next. Good. Hurrah! The Galactic community is born, and we can see that indeed our diplomatic weight is really low. But something has occurred to me, which is if we switch off being isolationist, which we should do, I don't necessarily want to go belligerent though. We could go cooperative, though that'll really piss off our... let's just go expansionist for a bit. That will dramatically raise our influence, which will probably also raise our score, if I had to guess. Because isn't... Ooh, yeah, more people joining. Isn't one of these weight? No, it isn't actually. Okay, so that's not why my score was bad. Never mind. Alright, so what do we want to do? Yeah, so now we should start, playing the game. Trying to get things going in our favour. Diplomatic weight from upkeep, from economy, but priest upkeep? No! What are you doing? I oppose this. But yeah, time to start playing the game of politics and getting this galaxy bent to our whims. Okay, it's a new day, and we're really in a tough spot here. The dominating commonality is not looking very promising that we're going to be able to dominate much. I also do not know what's going on with our empire logo, but that's okay. So the polity of Yamaka are right the other side of this heavily defended system, which we would like to own, because we're probably going to colonize up here, even though it's a size 10 world. And so this would be then become the choke point. But look at how far we have to go round to get here, and then look at how far round we have to go the other way. I think possibly this wild space mod is screwing us, man. It's probably designed to be used in a situation where you allow the hyperlanes to shift, because it seems like there's less connections in the wild space than elsewhere, but I could be wrong. But I mean, we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep trying. The polity of Yamaka seem friendly. They are good old spiritualist militarists, so we're definitely going to get a embassy established with them and try and work our way towards some treaties. Obviously, we don't know much about them yet, so we're not really able to know when they're going to be starting to accept treaties. But they have a rival who I can't for the life of me. Oh, these guys have a... What? How do you have an ideology war goal against them? Oh, because you have a war goal on everyone. Okay, interesting. But yeah, hopefully we can ally with the polity of Yamaka to like take on someone else. This is the other fallen empire, right? Yeah. These guys are holy guardians. Okay, that's good though, because they'll likely be friendly with us because we're spiritualists. Nice. So we've got some scientists over here, some spiritualists over here. So the question is, can we get the policy of Yamaka to help us subjugate like the Union of Furban or something? And then basically, I guess we need to set up some kind of forward operating base where we actually set up our military fleets to live like out here somewhere, because having to go all the way around back to home each time is going to take forever until we can get some, you know, gates set up and all that stuff. But yeah, so the policy now is diplomacy with Yamaka. That's the idea. Okay, so much for that. They have research agreement, commercial agreement, defensive pact, and a migration treaty with Furban already. Furban are egalitarian? No! So they're not going to like us because of the whole... we're authoritarian, they're egalitarian. But we should probably try and buddy up with these guys, regardless. We do have militarists, meaning that we at least will have something there. Maybe we can get their help against the masticators, because they don't like the masticators, right? They haven't closed their borders to them. Okay, well, it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky. Okay, and there we go. We have genetics filled out, which means we're now going to do a bunch of gene modding on the Dominus peoples to try and... We have 7 gene points to spend, which is obviously tons. So we're going to be able to set up a bunch of templates, and that should help try and bring things around here. We also have our next... our next Ascension perk slot, which we decided was going to be Shared Destiny. Obviously, the Subjects bonus is not useful for us now, but the 2 extra Envoys is... we'll be able to use them to potentially increase our sway in the international community and all that good stuff. We're working on Comfort the Fallen right now, trying to lower weight from tech, which I'm sure we're probably behind on. And yeah, Spiritualist Ethics Attraction will be good for our people. They'll like that. We do have some other factions that have popped up, by the way, both of which I am suppressing. So we're going to do our best to make sure that these two don't get too powerful. I want to keep cranking the unity from the main factions that we're interested in here. And yes, people joining the competition community. But let me work on setting up some gene modding and seeing how that's going to treat us. Okay, I think this is going to be the basic template. And it does mean I've put on elevated synapses, which does lower our lifespan by 30 years. But we've gained 50 years from robust. This also gives us a lot more habitability on the kind of base pop. So we may not actually need to worry too much about having many specific ones. So we'll probably go with like 1 ocean preference, 1 desert preference, and 1 Arctic preference subspecies. But this way we don't have to do too much specificity. But yeah, I think this is what we're going to go with. I like the idea of robust adding even more time to the leader lifespan, mostly just for the roleplay. I'm getting the impression that if I try and play this difficulty again, I should definitely not go with like a roleplay species, by the way. But yeah, I think that'll be good. So we've taken out weak. Sorry, not weak. We've taken out wasteful. Is wasteful really the one I want to take out? Hang on. Okay, I'm going to tweak it. We're going to stay decadent, which is just because that's my concession to the roleplay. But we're going to go solitary instead of weak and wasteful. And then we can have elevated synapses, which gives us more research output, but 30% less years lived. And this one, which is 5% more, and therefore effectively net 20 years more lived. I think we want to keep quick learners. But yeah, that's what we're going to go with for now, I think, as the basic template. Oh, and I didn't realize, of course, I can't actually modify the planet preference because we don't have the tech for that yet. Okay, so we're going to stick with this then. What I guess we'll do is for our worker pops, maybe I'll stick on some of the stuff that dramatically increases their adaptability. But yeah, this is the new Dominus species, and we're not doing anything too vital right now. So let's get this applied. So this is the base template. So what this is going to give us is 30 years more lifespan, 5% more research from all jobs, 20% more science output, plus 2 leader level cap, 2.5 worker pop output, 10% less consumer good cost, but 10% plus housing usage. Housing usage never seems to be too big of an issue for me, at least not till the late game. So I think this is a good template. This is what we're going to roll with. Upgrade the Dominus species. It's going to take 10 years, which is obviously a very long time, but I think it's worth it to get that done. And then we can work off that template. Nice. Ooh, interesting. Okay. A charismatic leader has appeared. Only a small band of rebels opposes unification on that primitive world. Well, let's just watch and learn. We can see it's going to go up multiple stages, get less stable. And then there'll be a final finisher effect. Presumably that'll like unify them and help them advance towards, you know, being an equal party in the stars. But all that said, I am going to recruit a leader and conquer them like right now. So let's do that. Or I forget, do we still have to, we don't have to break their defenses if they're primitive. No, okay, so yeah. There we go. Ooh, and a war. I should keep track of this. Who's this? Where are they? You guys versus, oh yeah, versus the tiny guy. Okay, fair enough. No worries, not going to be too important. But here we go, our first ever conquests. A singular fate. The situation has come to an abrupt conclusion. Yep. Subjugating pre-FTLs. We swiftly invaded. The locals have given up all attempts of fighting back. To them, our weapons must appear like magic. And yes, they get stellar culture shock for quite a while. But we have the planet under control. And let me hotkey it. Okay, so there's stellar culture shock. Well, that doesn't matter. Diplomatic acceptance. They don't exist anymore. And then there's, yeah, minus 33% from jobs. 20 less stability for 10 years. Okay. And obviously we have enslaved them all. And we have a bunch of unemployed slaves here now. And you are tropical preference, charismatic natural physicists, and solitary materialists. Okay, well, how is your political... Oh, we're on indentured servitude. Right, okay. Well, I think we might find our way to nerve stapling the whole species. Maybe. Problem is I can't stop doing this because it times out. So we'll have to do it after this, but I think we may have to nerve staple them just to keep them happy. And yeah, I'm sorry, you're not natural physicists or charismatic. You can stay solitary. That's not that bad. But let me think about what we want our kind of default slave species to look like, and then we can work from there in terms of how we modify the slaves to be more specific to where we want them to live. Okay, I think that's what we're going to go with as base. So they are nerve stapled, which means they don't care about happiness. They are very strong for the 5% worker pop resource output. They are excessive endurance for the 5% resource output and 30% habitability, 10% of which is cancelled out by non-adaptive. Nomadic, so they are cheaper to resettle. And juiced power for another 5% worker pop resource output. So I think that is the base template that we're going to apply. And yes, I'm afraid you are not in indentured servitude. So this gives you 20% less happiness, but 50% more political power. Or domestic servitude gives you any that are not employed produce amenities. Okay. And then chattel slavery, you get 10% more output, but 30%. Yeah, we're going for chattel. So this is what we want. And do we want population controls? I think not. I'm okay with these. I'm okay with these guys breeding because that's just more grist for the mill, you know. And then we're on decent conditions, which gives slaves 0.05 pop upkeep. We could go basic subsistence, which gives slaves nothing but lowers their happiness by 10%. For now, we'll go on decent conditions. Once we've stapled them, then we'll put them on basic subsistence. And yes, they are slaves. Good. Okay, so now I have to imagine this planet is going to... yeah. 0% stability. It's all kind of falling apart. So we will need to, you know, stabilize the situation here. We started off with the planetary administration, so that's nice. But we'll need to stabilize the situation here. We'll probably need to import some Dominus species pops, build some, you know, police buildings and things. But then what we're going to do after nerve stapling is we're going to export a bunch of these people to some of our other planets, and they can start working what I will create. Lots of new jobs available, especially on Gyros. We can get a bunch more food being made there to help with the cloning. But for now, let's start getting this planet under control and get some policing done. Nice. One act, one success. We have Comfort the Fallen Past. Good stuff. Unfortunately, they're working on a Charter of Human Rights next, which is not acceptable. So hopefully we can prevent that from happening. Yeah. It's looking pretty heavily supported by, like, everybody, which is not good. Hopefully we'll be able to get the Readied Shield or something. Might be able to have to use some favors. But yeah, worker... Actually, I suppose, hang on. Worker... obviously, thematically, this doesn't work for us, but... worker happiness and political power doesn't really matter because we don't have any political power for our workers, or at least in the fullness of time we won't, because they're slaves. So their political power is actually 0, right? Oh no, they still get some. Okay. Yeah, so ideally we want that to be very, very limited. But, you know, there's not much we can do about it. So that's okay. And I am growing more slaves as fast as possible. The planet is largely under control now. 34% stability. Still not great, obviously. But once Stellar Culture Shot runs out, the situation will be greatly improved. I've imported a bunch of Dominus to try and control the situation. And we will we'll see what we can do there. Also, this confederation seems to be butting up against the polity and the union, so and they're allying with the masticators. So I'm hoping, if we go on the unions map, we should probably keep the unions map mode on. I'm hoping that the confederation can become the enemy of me, the polity, and the union, and then we'll be able to maybe get a foothold somewhere else. But I really feel like this campaign is not destined for great success. We're still, but I briefly said rank 1, and I was like, what? Where are we? Now we have to, yeah, so we're 16th still, not looking too good on rate of growth, and it's not just that they're 16th. We're like practically 50% behind the top spot. But hopefully, with our newly acquired slaves, we will put ourselves in a better position. But I mean, it's not looking amazing. We are going to start colonizing this world up here with our home species, and then we're going to create a more resilient version of my base species so we can colonize this alpine world as well, I think. Well, this is a development. The Union has just submitted to the polity. So now I guess that means that we only need to negotiate with the polity, but they're still not delighted with us. So I'm not sure how we're going to manage that. One thing I have seen though, by the way, because like I said, I haven't played since where's a good example? Hang on, let me find an example. Here we go. I haven't played since Overlord, so this is new to me. You can propose that someone become your vassal, and then you have to set like the starting terms of their vassalage. And you can propose them to be a vassal, a tributary, a bulwark, a scholorium, or a prospectum, which is pretty cool. And then you have different tiers and all this kind of stuff. It's fun. I'm looking forward to getting into this. If we can ever find anyone weak enough that we can actually subjugate them, which we'll see. We'll see. You can have them contribute to your megastructure contributions and stuff, which is your megastructure constructions rather, which is pretty cool. Okay, Starbase network established. We have one sitting over our new holding down here deep in wild space in the south. We have one over our third world Gyros, which is doing some trade, collecting some of the resources there. Obviously the trade hub here is the one collecting the stuff from Boros. Then we have one over here, which is the one kind of closest to the outside world, which is where I have put some new shipyards. And it's going to help us be a basing to try and attack here and then potentially, you know, be our link to the outside galaxy. Meanwhile, I'm about to clear these sapphire lurkers. Now we've managed to increase the size of our fleet some. And also, Jormu, our 5th planet, is now being settled. And there are some pre-sapients here, of course. I forget if you can enslave pre-sapients as just normal workers, but we'll find out. Meanwhile, we are assembling pops, and we're very, very nearly done on the second wave of our species modification, just because there were 7 pops that grew during the other species modification, and then we can finally staple the slaves' nerves. Nice. We have a Baal. It costs 3,000 unity for each activation, but for each activation, we get a Gaia world. Nice. So remind me how you do this. You click on it, and then you go to this one, and you go decisions, and you go Baal life seeding. Turn the planet into a Gaia world by deploying gene-tailored plant life injected with the Baal natural ability. Oh, and there's also there's probably other stuff I should be doing. But yeah, Baal life seeding. Boom. We're going to do that, and then we'll get a Gaia world. And Gaia worlds are good. Even better one that you're perfectly habitable for, because you get base job output increase, which is nice. Just to give you a little tour of the Empire while things are developing here. We've got our capital world, which is focusing on just trying to pump out, you know, alloys and minerals and stuff like that. We've got a couple of research labs, some growth vats, because we're just cranking out population. Our second world is basically a Unity hub. We've got 3 temples, and we're building a monument, which will increase the base Unity output, as well as a bunch of farms. The third world was lucky enough to have a fungal study zone, which increased society output. So I've chucked a bunch of research labs on it. So it's producing plenty of stuff there. Our fourth world is, of course, our the formerly industrial slave world. Has recently stopped having the first stellar culture shock. The second stellar culture shock, which means it's now pretty stable, which is good. We're also in the process of stapling these fine boys, which will, let's say, cheer them up to stay positive. We're also making it, an energy-focused world, as well as plenty of farming. We've got an excess of minerals right now, so I'm selling a bunch of those every month. And our fifth world, Jormu, what's it got here? Some generator. Ooh, some extraction wells. Nice. Yeah, let's get on that. That means we're going to be able to have some, I think it's moats you get out of extraction wells. Could be wrong. I think it's gases probably that you get out of that. But that's really good. That's going to be very nice for our economy. Haven't really decided what we're going to turn this into. I guess there's going to be some mineral mining going on here, as if there's another kind of mining. But yeah, it's a small planet, but it's got these pre-sapients. We're getting the tech to uplift them, and then obviously we'll probably staple them too. And then we'll have a pretty good situation. We're almost at the point where we can bust our way through here and raising our naval capacity. We've got some pirates that popped up that we're going to deal with. It looks like we're going to need a new fleet for our second navy. What would this take up? Does it tell you how much naval capacity? Naval capacity and command limit are the same, I think. So we do something like this. Start building our second fleet. But yeah, we need to punch through here so we can get that Gaia world, get that Arctic world, and get access to the rest of the galaxy. But yeah, that's the setup on our planet at the moment. And yeah, our home planet, not that happy because we have all these unhappy workers of our species. The idea is we colonize new planets, we throw down a bunch of city districts, we move all these workers off this planet to the new planets to go and be the specialists on those planets, and then we import slaves to be the workers on our home world. That's the plan, at least. What? The Kazam Kingdom, who were down here, oh god, yeah, having a bad time, they were getting conquered by a few people, have pledged secret fealty to us. What does that mean? They are pledging a secret fealty towards us. What does that mean? Oh, they're someone else's vassal. Someone who's more powerful than us. So I guess that's them saying, like, if you come free us, we'll work for you. Scavengers. What does that actually do, though? Like, will you give me beneficial trade deals? No. What about other types of beneficial trade deals? No. I'm going to have to look up secret fealty because I'm not familiar with that one. Okay, it gives us a CB on their overlord, which I'm guessing will pop up at the end of the month or something. Who's your overlord again? These boys. So now, secret fealty. So I can try and steal their subject, basically. Our allies have 5 other claims. Okay, and that would also mean that when they join our side, we get them as a subject and they get bonus loyalty. That's kind of cool. So who is it against? The Provisioners of Udex Beacon. What a name. Where are you? Here you are. And they're presumably a megacorp, right? No? That looks like a megacorp logo. They are spiritualist militarists. We're kind of cordial with them already. They're superior. And they have 2 subjects. Both of whom presumably are not that strong. We might be able to get secret fealty off them. They don't like to be the subject type that we're trying to get them to be. Okay, and they're loyal. Okay, so they're probably not gonna do it. But who else would join their side if we declared war on them? Just this guy. Would we be able to get secret fealty with enough favors? I think favors are only 10 acceptance each, and you can only have 10, so no. But we need to basically keep an eye on these guys. And if they ever get into a war with someone else, maybe we can jump on it and steal this Kazam Kingdom out from under them. The problem is we'd have to get to them, which right now we don't know of a path to do that. We could probably find one, though. Like, we can get through to here, and then we can probably get through here, and then maybe round here, and these guys are giving us access. At which point we're into these guys, who are pretty friendly to us, so we'd be able to get through them. I wonder if I could propose subjugation to them, because they're pretty weak. No, because they're in a federation. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, we might be able to get down there and yoink these guys. It would be a very long-range war, which seems risky. But these guys are only inferior, not pathetic, so they do have a fleet that would fight on our side. Okay, well, that's worth knowing. We should start spying on these guys, so we can try and get some more intel, know when the good moment to strike is. Okay, there we go. Species modified. So these guys now should be... Yep, no such thing as happiness. It's a perfectly stable world. Nice! So we can grow these guys, we can send them around, and they won't cause any political trouble, which is good. I guess technically there's no reason for them to be slaves anymore, right? Because if we give them residence... I suppose they use... Yeah, what's the difference between slaves and residents? I mean, the fact that they're indentured servitude gives... Right, because they're indentured servitude right now. We should make it... Sorry, yeah, they should be chattel. So that's 10% more goods, so that's a bonus. But if we made them residents... Do they really use less amenities when they're residents than when they're slaves? Surely not. Surely the slaves don't use... Oops, wrong world. Surely the slaves don't use much in the way of amenities. They use 0.75. Slave 0.75. Okay, so I think that's the same. So we might as well keep them this way because now they have the 10% job output, which is pretty nice. Okay, cool. So now we can start sending these guys around, replacing our Dominus species, who really shouldn't be workers. These being the most beautiful life form. It's because of the head width, by the way. The wider your head, the more deserving you are. It's like phrenology, but even weirder. The wider your head, the more deserving you are of rulership, obviously. So one thing we could also start doing is growing some other species. Assembling some other species. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to start shuffling them around, get some of these workers on all the worlds, and also it's time to create a new template, because these guys, if we put them on this world, I can't colonize directly with them, right? Okay, but we need a resilient version of the dominant species so that we can go on more planets easily, and at least have some people at the top who are happy. Because then the people below, yes, they grow slower and have more pop usage and stuff when they're less habitable, because there isn't happiness, it's less of an issue. Okay, here we go. This is the Dominus adaptable, and this is the new template. So they have spliced adaptability and excessive endurance, meaning they have 50% base stability increase. Unfortunately, we did have to make them repugnant in order to make this possible, but that's okay. We'll just have a bunch of Rithilion dudes coming in to do the amenity production. Boom. So now I'm just going to colonize this world, and we'll colonize it with the old type. But I'm lacking, right, yeah, we have a bit of a consumer goods issue. I'm working on it. We'll colonize it with these guys, and then once they have finished colonizing and there's just one pop on the planet, we just switch them over to the more adaptable type, and then we're in a good place. And we may want to consider switching these guys over as well to the more adaptable type, although 97% habitability already is pretty good. When you're on the same world type, these guys, because they do have robust already, so I think that's fine. What I'm noticing immediately, though, is there's lots of free spaces here, so it's time to move some people around now. Nice. So as expected, this worked, and indeed we get the new species, the Baal, or the Nubal rather. Let's take a look at these guys. Okay, so the Nubal are Gaia World Preference, Venerable, Agrarian, Delicious, Communal, but slow breeders. Okay, well, hear me out here though. What if instead of all that, they were like this? Juiced power, wasteful, plethine growth, excessive endurance, and robust. Although, this of course does not nerve staple them, which does give us 5% for 3. Yeah, so maybe we don't do excessive endurance. Instead, we nerve staple them. Yeah, I think we're going to do this. So welcome back to the universe, Val. You're not going to love it here, I'm afraid. Well, no, to be fair, you'll be entirely ambivalent to how it is here. Nice. Nice. Uplifting successful. These pre-sapients are welcomed into the community. Which means I think they should stop being pre-sapients on this screen, presumably. Maybe at the end of the month. There we go. Now they're slaves. Good. Hopefully you enjoy your new existence, you horrendous looking creature. I really like this. I mean, that is just... it's disturbing. Anyway, which means we can now create a new template for them. There we go. Much better. So we've taken away their natural inclination for intelligence, and we've nerve stapled them. Gosh, this game does make you do rather horrible things. And it's the game, definitely the game. Couldn't possibly be me. No time for introspection. Moving swiftly on. We have finally cleared this system, which means that we now have access to the stars. So let's get it surveyed and then occupied just as fast as possible to make sure these guys don't grab it. Ideally, we'll grab this one as well, see if there's anything interesting going on in there, which would increase the amount they'd need to have problems to get into us. But we do now have a research agreement with these guys, so we're slowly building up relations there. And with our now 6 diplomats, we are busy making spy networks all over the place. I don't really need to harm relations with you. I should use these guys to build another spy network. And what I'm going to do with my spy networks is just try and... basically, we're going to try and steadily gather more information so we get a higher and higher base infiltration level, acquire some assets, and then go to ground, preparing sleeper cells. And then we will basically try and do that in a lot of different hostile systems, so we can have like this whole web of spy networks across the galaxy, giving us loads of intel, which means we'll have all the information we need to make the best decisions that we can. That, at least, is the plan. Jesus Christ, they really want this system. Whoops, they really want this system, huh? They're coming in with like 4 people. Fortunately, we're way ahead of them. They've got 5 people coming in here. Oh, okay, they're going to go and like survey our whole area. Fair enough. Well, that's okay. That's not a problem. And we are going to get this outpost literally right now. So good. They cannot physically beat us to this. Phew. Okay. Which means... Ooh, and our new colony on Kato is done. Good. Which means we should now be in a good place to make sure we can secure this. The other thing we should do, though, maybe, is grab some of these behind our lines systems that we haven't bothered with so far. Simply because we don't want the enemy to get them, basically. And by the enemy, I mean our friends here, who I've just noticed are inferior, by the way. So I'm strongly considering going to war with them. If we can keep growing at a good pace, then we might be able to go to war with them, subjugate them, which would be good, because that would give us, them being an ally is better than them being an enemy, but them being a subject is just so much better. I love that the nebula expanse back here, by the way, keeps shrouding our logo, so we're like shrouded in mystery. It's fun. But yeah, we're gonna try and go after these guys and subjugate them, and possibly even just conquer some of their worlds and then subjugate the rest, because really that would give us a much better access. If we owned directly like this bit, then we'd have good both east and west galactic control, which will be good. I know I'm mostly just telling the story of this campaign, but I do want to complain again about how unbelievably badly spy networks are implemented. So when you're maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's a much better way to do this. But when I want to manage my spies, you have to go to the envoy screen and then go into each one and then click on espionage and then click on what you want to do and then click on launch, right? Why isn't there a spy network screen like there is a market screen and a contact screen? I don't think, I can go here obviously and say like, okay, let's look at espionage on this person. When I do that, it doesn't even tell me who I have my spies assigned to. It's a really badly implemented mechanic, which I hope gets a look from the Custodians team, which is an awesome endeavor, going back over previous stuff and updating it rather than just pressing on forwards, EU4. But yeah, having to go into your envoy screen and then go in here, hopefully someone will comment and say, Christo, you're an idiot, there is that screen, here's where it is, go use that instead. But it's really annoying to have to go in here and then switch to espionage and then pick your thing. There should just be, oops, don't unpause. There should just be a list like the expansion planner, where it lists all of your active spy networks and gives you buttons that can trigger the various things that you can do in them. That would be so good, but I can but hope. Anyway, rant over, back to progressing. And yes, plans for war with the polity are progressing. We're going to keep this station back here as a shipyard, and I'm going to build a hostile shipyard here so that worst case, we won't lose any land to them. And yes, the number of systems we have is growing and growing. We are struggling on empire size right now. I haven't unlocked the ability to build bureaucrats yet, which is really annoying. But hopefully we'll get that tech soon. I've obviously spent a lot of time using all my tech points in society for nerve stapling, which is not optimal for how to spend our time. But still, this should help now that we have those all set up the way we want them. Let's see, I haven't looked at this recently. How are we doing score-wise? Are we making any progress? Oh, look at that! 8th! Hell yeah, baby! We made massive strides! Look at that! Our economic power is now eclipsing huge numbers of people. How about our tech level? Tech level is... we're looking okay. This screen. What is this? Is horrendous. But anyway, I'm trying not to be too negative because it's a good game, to be clear. Oh, relics collected is giving us 1,000 of our score. That's a bad sign. Okay, yeah, that's a really bad sign because the people up here are just powerful because of their subjects. But yeah, hopefully, as you can see, the polity are... where are they? Where are the polity? Oh, here they are. So they're looking not too good versus us on tech level. You know what we should do? Which I should have thought of earlier. Let's stop having a research agreement with them. Because that's going to help them. I don't mind the commercial pact because it makes us more money than it makes them. But yeah, we definitely shouldn't have a research agreement now that we're thinking about going to war with them. That's pro tip, don't give tech to your enemies. A shrine? Sign of the visitor. A shroud walker has arrived on our planet. Interesting. Also, the rise of the manifestees seems to have just stalled. But the dominating community welcomes a visitor to our lands. Let's see what he has to say. I mean, we're not psionic, so I'm not sure how useful this is going to be, but could be interesting at least. So now that we know that genetics has been moved from a second ascension perk to this, which I still don't know is from a mod or vanilla, we have 5 left now after the first 3 that we've got: Shared Destiny, Engineered Evolution, and Transcendent Learning. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is get... we obviously can't do this because we have Engineered Evolution, so we can't, like, still can't double dip on that, but we could go Galactic Wonders, Master Builders. That leaves us 3. And then for those 3, we could go Gigastructural Constructs, which requires Galactic Wonders, and Vast Expanses, which requires Gigastructural Constructs, and Celestial Warship Assembly. But Celestial Warship lets us make... So, I mean, this, we already have attack moons from this, right? I think. Or one of these, anyway. Let's us build... Yeah, Celestial Body Weaponization is unlocked by this. So this is only if you want to, like, go to the next level. Attack moons and Behemoth planet crafts, they sound enough to me. So I'm not totally convinced we need this. So with those 5, we'd go 1 Vast Expanse, 2 Gigastructural Constructs, 3 Galactic Wonders, 4 Master Builders, which we were expecting to not be able to get, and then we still have 1 left. So Master Builders, Galactic Wonders, Gigastructural Constructs, and Vast Expanses, because neither of these require the Colossus project. Because I never really found Colossi that useful. You can just build a big army and it replaces a Colossus. So I think that's what I want to do. I want to do Master Builders, Galactic Wonders, Vast Expanses, Gigastructural. And Master Builders is what's enabling... I mean, do we even need Master Builders then, actually? Because what does Master Builders unlock? It's... Is it Slice of Life? No, it's this. It's this. No? Okay, yeah, it's Vast Expanses. So, yeah, so we go so that's only 4. So we have 1 left, basically, before we look into that. So what else would be nice to have? Master of Nature is nice for the 2 extra districts, but it's kind of... I mean, we could just get Defender of the Galaxy, because it would make everybody absolutely love us. Which could be useful for our whole diplomatic plays. Nihilistic Acquisition would obviously fit our theme, but I don't think it's very good. Logical Ascendancy is good. You get a 50% increased spawn rate on stuff. One Vision is very helpful just for making everyone conform, because right now we have 26 pops in this darn scientific thing. Even though I was... Oh, am I not suppressing it anymore? I should be suppressing it. Suppress this faction. I mean, I'm going to lose 5 unity for this, but 5 is not very much. We're not getting much of our unity from that. We're mostly getting it from 418 jobs. I have a lot of people working unity jobs right now. I'm tempted to get One Vision. I really like everyone, unifying under our vision. But you can do it with tech and buildings and stuff. Although we're not psionic. I do tend to go psionic. So that makes it harder. We could also save it. We could consecrate some small Gaia worlds as well. Executive Vigor is kind of fun. But this is effectively just like plus 100 unity, which is not very good. What else? Arco Engineers. Right, so this could be cool, because you can now build weapons and things that require minor artifacts. Could be interesting. Eternal Vigilance is kind of awesome, because it lets you just turtle, which means in bad situations you're able to survive. I think I'm going to go with One Vision, honestly. I like being able to unify everyone under us. We get more unity generation, we get happier populations, and the idea that everyone is completely behind our domineering ways just seems kind of fun to me as well. So think that's what we're going to do. Cool. It is decided. Okay, it's the first like big gigastructure we've ever found. There's a wrecked Titan here and a firewall protocol defending this. A planetary computer. Where is this? Oh, it's not that far away. Okay. And there's 26,000 military strength here. We're not that far away from being able to explore that. Very cool. And it's got an orbital arcology as well. A miniature ringworld-like structure circling the planet's equator. That's very cool. Well, I look forward to going down there. And we are making progress. These guys, they were equivalent a moment ago, but now they are back to inferior. We're doing some spying on them. I think it's probably time to try and get an asset. We can see what we can do to make sure we keep high spy network strength on them. They do have solid encryption, which is annoying, but we're working on it. We're working on it. We also briefly had a consumer goods shortage. I'm refactoring how some of our planets are working, and our Unity income really is going through the roof. We're finally getting supremacy. Once supremacy is finished, we will be adopting our new policy of a supremacist stance, and we're going to be rivaling a bunch more people, which is going to be good. We're quite low on influence at the moment. I could rival these guys, I suppose. Well, I couldn't right now because they like us so much. But we could... We should probably start damaging relations, actually. But anyway, I think, if I just claim a bunch of their land, I imagine that's going to piss them off. So, but yeah, we need to start stockpiling influence, and we're moving towards, at long last, our very first war. I don't think I was wrong about this the whole time. But the Union down here is now the overlord of the polity in the north. That's not good, because they have a superior fleet power. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to get these guys to come out on our side. On the bright side, though, these guys have just split from them. They were forced to in a war with, I think, the Confederation here. So I'm trying to improve relations with them. Maybe we can get them on our side. Right now, they're kind of pathetic, so that's not good. But maybe these guys are the way to go. Because right now, I mean, yeah, this cuts off my access, but I think what we're going to do is rival these guys. So we should, well, our relations are already going down, but I don't really want to stop spying on anyone I'm currently spying on. But let's focus in our efforts on this war. So the way to do it would be potentially friendliness with this guy, he's pathetic though, but friendliness with this guy is one option. It's not unthinkable that we could get him to become a willing subject. Anyway, friendliness with these guys to help us against them, and then potentially, do you guys want... Not you. Do you guys want assistance becoming free, maybe? What about some secret fealty? No, because they don't like the subject type that they would become. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. But what about if I support their... No, that wouldn't really work. Ho-hum. Well, I think what we're going to do is, yeah, really start to move against these guys. They do have superior fleet power, and they've got some big stations down here, so it's going to be a hard fight. But if we fight them over some of these northern systems, nice and close to our stations, which are getting upgraded, then hopefully we'll be able to put ourselves in a good position. We're also doing a lot better in terms of points recently, I think. Yeah, up to 8th. And if we look at... Isn't there a ship strength? Shouldn't there be a ship strength thing in here? Maybe I'm crazy. But yeah, so Union of Perban, for example, annoyingly, are one of the few ones above us. But if we look at this, our economic strength is much better. Their tech is a little bit better, is one of the problems. But we were very late to get the level 2 research labs, but now we do have them, and I'm setting up resource worlds here. So the ancient refinery is going up, which gives us 25% more from all the different resources, and then we're going to put a bunch of refineries. We're basically just going to fill this with refineries, and then a similar deal here. We're throwing up generated districts and city districts so we can do all of this good stuff, and then we're going to put another ancient refinery on this planet, which is going to mean that we can finally afford... Where's my science world? Here it is. We can finally afford to upgrade all of these, which is going to make a huge difference to the amount of science that we can now generate. And then it's time for war. Ooh, well, this changes things. The Verbatim Union is now revolting against them. It is an uprising against the Union down to the south. So what we need to do is immediately go to war with them. I feel like. We don't have any influence though, because I've been spending it all on spy network operations. No! Okay. But there's still I mean, we can still gain... We're gaining influence relatively quickly. We have that. We still have that commercial pact with these guys. I should really stop that. Yeah, I'm breaking our commercial pact. We should definitely go after these guys. If we can seize... I mean, how many people have you got? We can't tell because we have no intel because they just popped into existence. But yeah, we need to go against them urgently. See if we can steal this planet. And this planet, ideally. But yeah, that would be really good. If we could get those 2 planets, it would be a really thorn in their side forward operating base. Could work. Okay, so time has become our enemy, but these guys have rebelled. They have 2 provinces right here. They're already being occupied down here. So I think we need to launch this attack sooner rather than later. We now have enough to claim at least these 2. So I'm going to make those claims, and then I'm going to go to war for them. I think I'm going to go to claims rather than subjugate, just because I want to control like this sector of the galaxy directly. Beyond that, we'll do a lot more subjugation and stuff. But I want to do that. I also want to bring these pops in because I have a lot of free slots to work in my planets right now. If we take a look at the planets and sectors, you can see... does it not show jobs on this? Anyway, we're just jumping through them. You can see we've got 7 jobs here, 11 here, 6 here, 8 here, 18 here, 16 here, 16 here, 14 here. So we've got loads of additional jobs. So we're going to go for a conquer claim. No one's going to come and defend them. Heck yeah, safeguard our interests. So they are... What are they demanding in the war? And we switched over to more bellicose policy when it comes to warring, which made the claims there slightly cheaper. But here we go. Let's get this started. So troops moving in on hostile, and we'll do our best. We're also raising up a larger invasion force. And we seem to see they have no army around here at all. Good. Well, that's going to make this pretty easy. Annoying, of course, that we can't claim these northern systems in time, but that's all right. You can't add claims while at war, right? Ooh, maybe I can. It just costs 100% more while you do it. Nice. Okay, well, here we are arriving. Of course, our little repaired war form arrives first, takes the brunt of the damage, and then there we go. Got that captured. Good stuff. This science ship. Yeah, so we have got the problem that those borders being closed to us did cause us some issues. We can't actually get these guys home right now. I suppose I could if I let them move through these occupied provinces, which should be all right. And you... Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to carry forward... Continue to prosecute this war. They have 2,800 guys up there, not too many at all. And we have a massive tech advantage, so we should be able to seize this planet off them. And now, how many people are we actually going to get out of this? Only 11. Ugh, that's not really what I was hoping for. Maybe we should make them a subject in order to get a federation going. And then we can start like ticking up the cohesion and the settings of our federation, so we have that ready. But anyway, no need to worry about that now. Let's just rally up our men and have them come over. Lonesome retreat. What have you got in terms of defense? Literally nothing. Okay, good. Well, this is not going to be a challenge. Excellent. And there we have it. Our first ever war. Great success. We stole these 2, and we have our new planet, the Lonesome Retreat. So they're obviously pretty mad because they're terror victims. I did bomb them quite a bit. There's some material store attraction unrest and land appropriated immigration pull. But look at the size of this planet, 25 size alpine world. Very nice. We're definitely going to Baal life seed this in the near future. That is very, very nice to have. And oh, there's some pre-sapients here too. Cool. Let's uplift them. Uplift them to the mines. That's going to be the idea there. Nice. Which means we can get them going. Okay, and you come do this research project and then go back to assisting research. Okay, nice. Feeling good about that. Easy war. No problems were had. These guys can go back to their home base, which should be this one, and get repaired. Nice. Good victory. Meaning that we're now in an even better place to continue kind of crushing down here. And what I think I'm going to do basically to start with in the wars here is cut a path. Basically, I'm just going to take like here, 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 and cut my way down to the galactic core, basically, and then we'll start trying to capture people on either side. But problem is, right now, they're still superior. So we're getting all of our spy networks set up. Oops, getting all of our spy networks set up. The idea here is we're going to be getting... By the way, easier way to interact with this is definitely to set them up like this so you can switch between them. You do have to switch the espionage tab, which should obviously be defaulted to if you click on this when you're next to building spy network. But anyway, so we can easily tick through. We're basically getting sleeper cells on all of these planets, and then we're going to, sorry, on all of these people, and then we're going to start looking at trying to do some tech stealing and stuff once we have nice high infiltration levels established. We have assets on quite a few of them already, so we're in a good position to start trying to yoink some assets, sorry, some tech off them, which will be good. But nice, first ever victory established. So you know the drill. We're going to nerve staple them and stuff. Ooh, they are psionic though. It's tempting to give them more rights because they're psionic. If we modify you, how many? Okay, technically counts as costing 0 trait points. All right, we might allow the Fibonites to continue existing as scientists. Maybe I will just modify them such that they're perfect scientists, which would mean we'd have to give them some degree of citizenship, like residence. I think that's acceptable though. If we make them our scientist species, basically, given that they have that nice bonus for it, and then we can just keep them. We can just keep them on this planet, not allow them to exist elsewhere in the Empire, and then just make this planet, because this looks like it's going to be an industrial/research world. So we will designate it as such. Lonesome Retreat is too long, so we'll call it Lonesome because they're not allowed to go anywhere else in the Empire. That makes sense. But yeah, that'll be good. We can make it an industrial/research world, and then we can have this big local population of these guys working that way. Nice. I think that'll work. I think that'll work well. Now this is a scientist species. So they've got augmented intelligence, less leader lifespan, but 10% more of each research. Then they've got 15% more engineering research. Then they've got 20% more of each research. Then they've got 10% more of each research. And then they've got 5% of every job. These boys are silicon computers, and we're going to plug them directly into research stuff. But we're going to do it in a nice way because we're going to give them residence. So they won't be as happy as they could be, but that's okay. We'll have some of our people on the planet doing priestly things to make sure they stay pretty cheerful. Oh, that's the wrong species. Sorry, you guys are you can be residents. You can have, yeah, decent conditions is fine. Colonization is allowed. Population controls are not enabled, but migration controls are going to be enabled. So they can't migrate off my planets, and then we can just make sure we have them only on our science worlds. But these guys are actually better than my main species at doing science, so we're going to want to try and create quite a few of them. So that's pretty good. Can't apply this template right now because we're currently uplifting the other guys, but that's okay. Once we've uplifted them, we will probably staple them, and they can provide some of the hard labor that will be needed on this lonesome planet here. We'll also, of course, as normal. I hadn't realized that resettling cost unity, by the way. I think that's new. But yeah, we're going to resettle in some normal slave labor types, and where have I got some of my guys doing work that's beneath them? Here we go. Bring in some miners here, and then we can start throwing stuff down in the usual order. I'm going to grab some clone vats so we can grow a bunch more of these scientist boys. And then, gene clinics. Gene clinics are not worth it if you're just growing pops, but are they worth it if you're doing growing pops and assembling pops? I don't know, but we'll keep it simple to start with. We're going to need some hollow theaters, I think, to keep things calm here. But yeah, we're gonna keep working on that. We're gonna get a bunch of industrial stuff going here. Nice, good stuff. So we have a bit of an energy crisis at the moment. And the easiest way to solve that would be, I mean, there's all kinds of easy ways, but we're going to do the hard way, which will be fun. So the Gox, this is this pre-sentient species. I have lifted them to sentience exclusively to produce energy credits. They are earthbound, which means they already create 10% more. They are nerve stable, so they produce 5% more. They are robust, so they produce 5% more. They are ingenious, so they produce 15% more. They have juice power, so they produce 5% more. And they have technical talent, so they produce 15% more, which I think might be the highest possible energy credits modifier. Well, maybe not. I guess they could be like cybernetic or something. But anyway, these guys, pretty cool, pretty cool. So we're going to start moving them to our energy-focused worlds, which honestly, we don't have very many of, which is part of the problem. But still, I think they'll be good. And also, we're going to take some more worlds and commit them to energy. I still haven't found the tech that lets me get bureaucrats to increase our empire size. Did they remove them? Maybe I should look into that. Maybe they just removed them. Yeah, they totally removed that. Okay, that's actually really good, because it used to be that empire size was just a complete non-modifier. Like, it didn't matter at all, because it just, all it meant is assign a couple more pops to bureaucracy, and then you're good. That's actually really good. I like that change. Okay, awesome. So we are going to actually have to... I was holding off on doing this whole upgrading ascension tier stuff, but we should actually start doing that. I think I might do that quite aggressively once I get the Great Game unlocked, so we can use our supremacy stuff. Actually start working on that, especially, you know, obviously focusing on our most populous planets, so that we can reduce the impact these pops have on our empire size. Cool, okay, that's a really good change. Because back when Stellaris first released, I really liked doing the one planet challenge, and you had incredibly low sprawl, so you got like really good tech and stuff. But then they basically destroyed that playstyle previously, so it's kind of back now. Not one planet, because there's not much reason to be one planet, but still, that's cool. I like that a lot. I didn't know this was a thing. Neobile life enhancing, just get 10 pops? That's crazy good. Okay, well here I have a bunch of... I mean, we might have to immediately enslave them all, but that's okay. Like here, this Gaia world. We have lots of room for more people here. Oh, I can't do it here? Oh, because this is a natural Gaia world. We have to do it somewhere like here. I have some workspace available here. Can I do it here? Yeah, so let's do it on the... Wasn't I changing over one of these big ones? This one? Yeah, okay, so we have loads of work available here. 10 random pops, a specialty habitability trait giving increased productivity on Gaia worlds. Boom. Excellent. More slaves. So, let's see them appear. Did they appear already? Is it these guys? No, they're nerve stapled. Where are my pops, game? Am I crazy? We did not just get 10 pops. Right? Because it already had... I mean, there aren't 10 on the planet. Did they appear somewhere else? There's 4 of them. Did it say up to 10? Did I just completely misread it? Maybe it said up to 10. Anyway, we've got some more, at least, so it's time for them to conform. And why are these 2 different species? That's weird. Anyway, we're going to... That's a shame. I thought... Yeah, I'm confused. Tell me in the comments, what the hell am I missing? What went wrong there? But anyway, we should be doing, yeah, priest output on all our Unity worlds, because we have loads of excess of these, and we have those 3 Unity worlds cranking on this stuff. I should probably prioritize priesthood on these planets, shouldn't I? Because yes, this produces some naval capacity and stuff, but I really like the Unity output right now. So let's make sure they keep prioritized. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but oh well. It gives us time to spend our minor artifacts on at least. So that's good. Whoops. So I went in to fight these Crystal Guardians, and a bunch of... I lost, and huge portions of my fleets got obliterated, which meant I immediately lost the ability to rival all the people I've been rivaling, and it all suddenly starts feeling a little scary. I'm happy that we have a decent station here prepared to defend if they try and come in, but they just moved troops to my border, so we might see a problem. Might have some problems here. We'll see. This species I'm going to turn into all farmers, because it really amuses me the idea that this thing is touching your food. So I'm gonna switch them all, not terraform them, I'm gonna switch them all into farmers, and I'm gonna move them all to a farming world, and then start printing more of them out of my gene labs. Just because I don't know, it just really amuses me, the idea that those awful looking creatures are going to be doing all of the farming. Oh, baby, it's a big day. This is a really good change from Overlord, by the way. At least I assume it's from Overlord. You can, like, say, oh, it's all good. We'll give you, like, a good deal if you become our subject. And then I assume there's a way to, like, you know, get our hooks in them and get more and more influence. So we could make them a vassal. These guys, sorry, to be clear, we're talking about these guys down here, the Masticators, which is a great name, by the way. I'm assuming they're a devouring swarm or something. No, I mean, not a devouring swarm, but a hive mind. So they would be willing to accept it, but we're going to have to give up quite a lot, basically. We'd have to be willing to join all their wars. One thing I could do that might screw with it, though, is like, what if we said this? No, they don't care about that. Do they care about having it high? No. All right, well, we should do that then. It does change loyalty, though. So holdings, if we say we'll get no holdings, and we get unified censors, they don't have to join my conflicts, I'll join any of their conflicts, they're allowed to expand, they have independent diplomacy, integration permitted. I mean, this sounds a lot like them just being, you know, an ally who doesn't help, but they're willing to do it. So I think this is worth it, just because I want to see how this subject stuff works. The other thing we should look at, though, is what about making them a tributary? No, because that doesn't enable these. And then bulwark, you can't have them be on nothing. Oh, and vassals don't have the new stuff, though. Okay, what about a scholorum? Because if you get a scholorum, then you start at tier 1, and they get bonus scientific research and research alternatives. Sorry, you get the following. When it says you, does it mean the scholorum or me? Anyway, you get a bunch of planetary sensors may yield caches. Cool. And then you get monthly scientific research. Oh, okay, it says Overlord modifier. Right. So this is a subject modifier. They get weaker, but they have more scientific research. And then we get more research. We get more researcher output on relay networks. And planets within the borders every year have a 20% chance to give you 2,000 research. Okay, so I mean, that's pretty cool. And then there's a prospectorum, which gives the subject cheaper stuff. They can build stuff easier, but they get less research. And then the planets within your border each year get a chance for new resource discoveries. We get mining station costs down. We get planetary build stuff and build costs down. And then you can get to specialization tier 2 and get all kinds of other stuff. Awesome. This is a really cool system. Ooh, adds a strip mine. Remove random agricultural feature. Add 2 mining districts. That's so cool. Well, let's go with Scholorum. Because any ship in a system piloted by an AI gets less accuracy and fire rate. Ooh. Well, this actually kind of seems less good. What about... Okay, let's see if we can make them a Prospectorum. They get to keep their independent diplomacy. They can expand. They don't have to... I'll join all their conflicts. We have no holdings, unified censors, and yeah, they're still not willing to do it. Oh, they don't like that subject type. What about Scholorum? Yes, they're not necessarily against Scholorum. So what about... But then it's still negative a lot because of the research lost. So what about Bulwark? I'll join all your wards, unified censors, no holdings, independent diplomacy. See, they'll do that. Okay. Well, we can make them a Bulwark. So they get defense platform stuff up, but they make less resources. New technologies, they get... Oh, are these all... Oh, you get all of these at once, and then once it goes up to this tier, you get these, and this tier, you get these. Okay. So they get some techs, which we already have. We get upgrade cost and speed down on star bases. Nice. They get... The Overlord's relay network will project the following effects if connected to the subject's capital. What is a relay network? I'll need to look into that. But you get less crime and less stability. That's pretty cool. Bulwark shield magnifier. Whoa, 100% more shield hit points in own systems? That's insane. And they lose some diplomatic weight. But what we'd really... And they do join our defensive conflicts. So what about if I only join your... Why would I only want to join offensive conflicts? Well, I guess this is offensive and defensive. Could we get one holding in there? No. Well, let's go with this for now, and then we'll just see if we can get our hooks in them beyond here. And why are they willing to do this? So part of the reason why we're struggling to do this, by the way, is they think they're like a million miles away from us. Because even though we kind of technically border here, it's, you know, we're a long way away. So once we get closer, we're going to be able to propose subjugation to a bunch more people, which is going to be cool. But yeah, let's go with it. Proceed. Our first ever subject.
Spaceborne life
Boom.
encountered.
Your subject has started converting to the bulwark specialization. They accepted research contribution. So they lose some stuff, but they don't give us anything. Okay. That didn't apply to me, did it? I feel like I just started losing more resources than I had before. But maybe not. Okay, so where's my, like, subject window? Or do you do it by interacting with them here? Do I click on this? Is there not a subject? There's no subject window? Like a Federation window? Hang on, let me look this up. Okay, here's how you do it. So there's not like, it's not added to a tab, which I personally would like, but I know some people don't like having too many tabs. You go in here and then you can see stuff, and then you go negotiate agreement, and you can see it in here. And so for them to agree, we'd have to, oh, they'd accept this, apparently. They'd accept a lot of stuff. What? Why are they suddenly so happy about this? Ah, because distance has gone away. So getting them into our hooks into them has removed the distance problem. Nice. Okay, good. And then overlord conflicts, subject conflicts. What are conflicts? Hang on, let me look that up. Okay, conflicts are basically just like interests, and they're different based on their feelings on various subjects. So we should, I think, give them. Sure, let's give them 45% of our super tensiles, because they're literally worthless to us right now. We're not building anything yet. They've just been sitting capped ever since we invented them. Then I would like a holding. Oh, but this is going to cost us a bunch of influence. Okay, does it cost less if I change less? No, or is it just always... And we can't change it for 5 years anyway. Okay, so we'll just wait 5 years. But that's really cool. We have a subject now, which should raise my diplomatic weight, probably. No, because of the type of subject, I guess. But they're nice. So there we go. We have grown. To give you guys a bit of an update on the kind of situation in the galaxy, our main rivals right now are the Union of Perban, who we should be able to re-rival again, by the way. Yeah, I had to stop rivaling them because when my whole fleet died. But anyway, so we're rivaling them again. The other big one is these guys down to the south, the Fafosan Empire. They have 2 subjects that they've imposed, these guys up here. And they are xenophobic militarists. Xenophilic militarists. So we definitely do not like them. So we should re-rival them as well. Can you rival subjects? Can I rival you? Declare rivalry. No. Because you can only have 3 rivals at any one time. Sure, fair enough. And then these guys we're trying to make friends with. So they're pretty weak. Their economy's not great. Previously they were on... worse military, so that's good. They're actually in a better place than they were earlier. Ooh, and they're at war with... that's not good. Anyway, we're trying to make friends with them to kind of counterbalance these guys' strength. Meanwhile, I think these guys are in a... They're in a federation, I think. No? Are they just... Where's the federation? Are you the federation? Show me... Ooh, there's an intel map mode. That's cool. Show me the... Yeah, Empire map modes, but show me the Union. It's these guys, that's right. So these guys and the 2 little guys to their south are in a federation. Right now they're kind of happy with us, but they're fanatic egalitarian. So long term, they're definitely a threat. Probably once we finish these guys, they're the next target. At least that'll be the idea. And I've never really interacted with these guys. The spiritual seekers, but once again, yeah, egalitarian. So not destined to be our friends. But all of that is a long way off. We have our local corner of the galaxy to deal with first. But now we have a new friend who will join us at least defensively, which is good. And yes, of course, we should do research agreements with him, given that there's kind of no reason not to. Awesome. And now we're gaining... Ooh, specialist subject conversion is costing us 3 influence. Wow. That's quite expensive. Where can I see how much progress they're making? They're currently a bulwark. And where do I see their loyalty? Here it is. So their loyalty is 44 and the monthly change is 3.9. I assume their loyalty just gets added to their opinion. Their opinion of me. No, doesn't seem like it. Okay, where do I see their... They're currently a bulwark. Yes. Where do I see the fact that they're changing... Also, we do have a spy network with assets against them. Where do I see the fact that they're changing to a bulwark? Not sure. Let me look into that. Can't see any details on that I can find at the moment. I guess it just, there's just a period where, we're not modifying the subject. So hopefully that'll go away and it's not just going to be permanent, because that would be, completely insane. But that's good. That's good. We got these guys under control. Obviously, we can't aid them very quickly, but they have some stations. Not good ones, now I look, but they have some stations. Oh, and there's an L gate here. Interesting. And in the fullness of time, we could even annex them by modifying the agreement to allow that to be the case. So, cool. Nice. Back to preparing for war with these guys. There we go. He's finished converting over the masticators, that is, which means we should get our influence back. Yes, very good. Okay, so we should start looking out there. Who out here might be willing to like you're pathetic. Why don't you become my subjects? Because they are recently liberated. Okay, but I'm gonna look around. There might be other people, like you, for example. You're suspicious. You're equivalent. So I'd say it's unlikely. Yeah, suspicious attitude. But if we can get a bit stronger, there's a chance. There's a chance we can get some other people to willingly come into the fold. Right, we've unlocked our first ever megastructure, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to get this guy to build one of them. It is a orbital artificial ecosystem site. Generates society research and increases terraforming speed. Seems fun. So we get 150... Does it have an upkeep? It just says cost. Whoa, okay. Where do I want to build it? Okay, we can't build it around this planet. I just want to build it near my science planet. Let's build it here. It's going to cost 5,000 alloys, which is pretty expensive. And but it looks like it's not costing super tensile materials, which is good. But yeah, let's build one of those. Since it's the first one we got, I do look forward to building a bunch more cool megastructures. Also, by the way, turned it around pretty well. Look at this. 6th place. Very nice. Notably above these chappies. 50% higher economy, and the tech has finally caught up. Of course, the AI bonuses are going to continue ramping up. It's tempting to think yeah, we'll take them, then we'll take them, and oh, the game's practically over because we're just going to win. But no, because their bonuses are only at 20% strength right now. When did I set the end game till? Can you see that in game somewhere? I can always check the recording, I guess, but I think the end game is 20. The game starts 2200, right? So we're only 98 years into a 400-year game. So they're only at 25% of their full bonuses. So they're going to keep ramping up, which means we cannot let our guard down. We have to keep cranking it. And boosting things up and getting mega structures going and dominating and overlording. Can we create a federation with our overlord? That didn't occur to me. With our subject, rather. No. So how are we ever going to create our Dominion Federation? Because everyone is either in a federation or hates us. We're going to have to find someone who... Ooh, will you subjugate? No, you have the recent thing. But you have a association status already. So I don't know how we're going to find someone to form a federation with. Oh no, we could technically do it with you if you weren't... if we actually had someone sent to do it. Okay, maybe we shouldn't have done it with them. Maybe you'll do it. You want to form a federation with me? They kind of do. They kind of do. If I turn my war philosophy off Wars of Aggression and bought 10 favors, we could create a federation with them right now. All right, awesome. I'm going to look into trying to get that federation going. But first, I'm going to go have lunch. So I'll just pause the recording. I'll be back. Ooh, here's a development. The Galactic Core. Ever since our species achieved spaceflight and ventured off into the stars, one aspect of geography has eluded astronomers and physicists alike. The Galactic Core. New advances in hyperspace mapping texts have led them to believe the core might actually be reachable.
Situation log.
All right. Locate the Galactic Core hyperlanes. Let's do it. Let's try and get in there into the core. That sounds fun. I assume you have to own somewhere actually neighboring the core before that's going to be particularly useful to us, but that's okay because we're planning on cleaving a path down here soonish. Of course, these guys are currently superior on fleet power, so that's not great, but we could potentially... Oh, we can't invite our own subject, huh? That's annoying. We need to negotiate that so that they're joining all our Overlord conflicts, which we could actually do right now. Now I look. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. We should look into that. They have 100 loyalty. Can it go higher than 100? Let's see at the end of the month. I'm not familiar. Looks like no. Okay, but that's fine as long as it's nice and high. Let's negotiate a new deal. So I'd like, if you're there, they will vote for join any federation the Overlord is a member of. Yeah, we do want that. Limited diplomacy means they cannot engage in stuff. Yeah, following my vote in federations and communities is all I really want there. And then, ooh, pay an influence tithe whenever they set an outpost. That's cool, but I don't think we need that. And then join my offensive wars. I'm not too worried about them joining my defensive wars because I have faith in my star bases. So we have 20,000 star base power, and that's the only way in and out. I'll still join all your conflicts. Give me this. So we need 120 for that. I'm fine with unified sensors. I think this is what we want. So how do you get to tier 2? That's my question. Maybe you just have to wait a while. I think... Oh, hang on, sorry. The game, I didn't realize the game audio might be way too loud. Anyway, it's been that way for a while, so I hope it's not. One more month, and then we can propose this, and they're all about it. So, I mean, give me another holding. Yeah, I think we're going to do this. I think we're going to do this, because I want to... Holdings are like trade outposts for megacorps, so it'd be fun to have some of those. 3 even? Yeah, let's propose it when we have enough influence for 3 holdings and just see, you know, see where we go with that. Ooh, but in the meantime, Galactic core hyperlanes detected. Okay, whoa, that's cool. But to get in there, we're going to have access down to this system. Okay. This means the core is now accessible to us and everyone else as well. Our researchers highly advise sending a ship to explore it. Well, I think I have... I had one ship which was out here, but then it just fled from these amoeba swarms. So, I mean, in order to get access to the core, we're going to have to go to war with these guys so we can get access in from the north. Because, I mean, I want control of this stuff. Look, that one already has a Dyson sphere. Jesus Christ. We need to make sure we get access down there as soon as possible. In the meantime, though, hey, Masticators, it's time for you to acknowledge that, sure, you can expand, but I need you in my wars, and I want some holdings. No? All right, take 2 holdings. 6 more. Okay, 2 months, then we can do this. Good stuff. I don't know how the level works. Like, I would have expected to see some kind of... Ooh, front runners, forerunners at the heart. Okay, we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that in a second. I just wanna hit this button right here. Okay, boom. Renegotiated. Ooh, and shifting ethics, fine. Do they have to accept it, or... There we go. Negotiate agreement accepted. We're gonna have a holdings limit of 2, and they have to join my offensive wars. So if I were to declare war now, hypothetically, on you... They would join. Nice. Very good. Because these guys, I mean, they're not that strong, but they have what? 10,000 fleet power here? And some stations that the enemy will throw themselves against? Nice. Okay, so 4 runners at the heart. This seems bad. Ooh, God, right. Look at that. What the heck is going on with this system? What is that? Okay, when the first survey drones... What is that? Is that like a massive black hole? Eternum. Jesus. When the first survey drones ventured into a newly revealed galactic core, we expected them to find a regular supermassive black hole surrounded by myriad stars. What they found is fascinating and troubling. It's already inhabited. A tremendously old precursor empire. Okay. Long-range surveys have revealed the entire civilization is seemingly centered around a gigantic construct built over the core itself, a birch world that houses the vast majority of the population. They're arranged into a hexagon, presumably by them, containing an array of advanced and sometimes decaying megastructures. This ancient civilization is undoubtedly light years ahead of both us and the fallen empires. It would be best not to disturb them for our own sake. They appear relatively decrepit and stagnant. Consider them not worth their reaction. Fascinating. We tread with caution. Ooh, okay. Hello. Greetings. I am an automated unit. In accordance with diplomatic protocols, a scan will now be conducted of your civilization. Due to your current level of technological advancement, your request to communicate has been denied. In order to quench your desire for knowledge, we have compiled basic information. Okay, we can declare war on them. They will not accept peace. Who are you? They reside in the galactic core. They have 10 quadrillion population. Jesus Christ. And they occupy a tiny portion of the structure's habitable area. The rest is missing data. Threatening all resort. How old is your civilization? 1.2 million standard cycles. I have no idea how many that is. Galactic cycle. This galactic cycle is the 9th to re-establish the galactic core hyperlanes. Okay, so there's like 9 waves of people that have come and gone back to fallen empires. That's cool. Do not meddle while the lanes are opened. Okay, so I wonder if anyone else is going to declare on them and then they'll just smash them. We'll see. Well, we don't really need access. I thought it was going to be like a rush to colonize the core, but no, not so apparently. But that's good to know. Good to know that they're in there, and it's also good to know that we don't have to be rushing towards them, because I thought I might have just given my biggest enemy a big advantage. Ooh, are they cloaking? That must be that's the cloaking symbol, right? Interesting. Interesting. I'm an idiot. I totally misread this earlier. Grants 10 random pops a special habitability trait, granting them increased productivity on Gaia worlds. Okay. So we do that, and then our terraforming specialists are pleased. Ah, but then it fires the wrong event. Okay, so it's meant to fire... so that's just a bug, I guess. It's meant to fire an event that gives some of our population special traits, but instead it just spawns a bunch more slaves. Okay, well, I mean, that's just more free pops, so I'm not complaining. Let's put them somewhere with a huge surplus of work, like in the mines over here. We're almost, by the way, at a very special moment in our society. Let me check. I don't think I can actually get there yet, so I'll check back in a second because we're very close. Okay, here we go. A very special moment for our species, because if you look through the workers on each world, you will note that while there are many unoccupied jobs, which I'm working on, but while there are many unoccupied jobs, you know what there isn't? One single Dominus species class dude working a single worker level job. Heck yes. These guys better be real happy. I don't think you can see like the average happiness of a particular species, but these guys, let me tell you, are pleased because there is not a single one of them that has to do a hard day's manual labor in the entire galaxy. Nice. Very good. This is what I was hoping to try and create, basically, where we just had random people doing random slaves doing all of the worker work, and then us specially designed to do this, which is fun. There was like 60 years at the start where it didn't really work because we couldn't find anyone to enslave, but now it's working pretty well. So that's cool. It's cool. It's fitting with the roleplay. Ah, there is a tab that does subjects. Okay, cool. Here we go. So this is nice. We can see 48 terms negotiation. What does that mean? I guess it means you can do it once every 48 months? Days? Normally that means days, but I think it's longer than that. But anyway, we can see stuff here. So we can see they have a certain amount of XP. And they get XP, 10% of their loyalty each month they get as XP. And so they're moving towards tier 2, which will give us... what? I think these are for them. Did we get anything from these guys? I thought we did. Maybe this is just what it gives us. I don't know. But yeah, the monthly loyalty is super high. We've got some satellite campuses being set up on their worlds, which is good. I don't really want holdings in my outliner at the moment. We're getting some holdings in their world, which should give us some more tech. Not much, to be honest, but some. And, you know, any amount of tech is a good amount of tech to be getting if you don't have to spend too much to get it. I think it's finally time for me to take the Baal organic plants to get more food, because we are struggling. We're cloning so many people. We're really struggling on that. And I realized I should check. How are we doing whole galaxy-wise? Okay, we are solidly in the lead. Oh, no, wait, that's not me. Who's this? Who looks like me? You! My main rival! Oh, no, okay. Someone in my main rival's empire. Are these? No way. No, they're Prosperous Unification. I thought we might have a Scion species that was in someone else's life, but yeah, that's not us. Someone else is living in indentured servitude. We have to save our boys. These are our guys. We need to bring them home. But anyway, we have 169 pops? Is that right? Or is that, oh, sorry, that's not the sum. It's 169 plus this. So we have about 100 and, oh, here, let me work this out. Okay, we have about 330. The screen's not working. We have about 330. Oh, no. There we go. Go to galaxy species. There we go. We have about 230 pops right now. Sorry, 320 pops. But if these 300 are all living in the Faustan Empire, and then there's also the Faustan Empire pops with 180, there's a freaking ton of them. No wonder they're doing better than us on score. Although, wait, even are they anymore? Yeah, they are. Is there a number of colonies? Yeah, number of pops is unknown on them right now. We need to get more tech so we can see their score. But they're doing a lot from subject empires that we're not. Our economy is much better than theirs. So that's nice. And we're getting that. And obviously we have way more planets, so our pops are growing way, way faster. I mean, that's not the only reason they're growing faster, but that's part of the reason they're growing faster. Also, this is a generator world, so we should put down a... Where is it? Do I already have one? Or maybe I've only allowed one. Because on this world, we have a laser conductor. Yeah, there is an empire limit of 1. Damn. But it's really good. Plus 2 energy credits from technicians. Would it be better here? No, it's the same number of energy districts. Okay, but when we get somewhere where we just go hard on energy districts, I really want a new planet to just put energy districts on. We'll move it to there. But yeah, okay, we're doing pretty well on pops now. That's good. That bodes well. Pops are, pops are life in Solaris. Ooh. We have a new intelligence agency to monitor these guys in the center. As such, the intelligence agency collect all data we can possibly find in the form of intel, analyze it, to learn how best to counter the alien ships. I think it said... Damn it, I might have to go and watch my own VOD. Where did it say that was meant to pop up? Presumably it's in the situation log. It's not. Oh no, we still haven't finished the freaking habitable world survey, by the way. That's how bad our start was. Oh yes, there's a trench world. Where is this? Way over here, yeah. Somewhere, somehow still uncolonized. I'm worried my UI mod might have killed the Eternum Intel Agency, so I'm going to watch that VOD to see where it's supposed to pop up. Or, well, let's see what happens at the end of the month as well. Ah, here it is. Okay, you have to do it, but through a decision. Okay. Incoming transition. We should do everything we can to try alternate technological intel. Every bit helps us understand them further. So, this represents our current understanding. Each unit we get gives us 5% damage up to a maximum of 150. How can we acquire more? There are some special projects. Destroying any in combat has a chance. It's not easy. Other unforeseen opportunities. Okay, so we just need to try and keep our eye open for special projects and things that might let us juice up to kill them. But honestly, they feel like an end game boss. I think we should probably try and unify like a lot of the galaxy before we try and take them on. And build some, attack moons and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, asteroid artillery. Yes, please. Quite a long research, but that seems really fun. If we're going to have an asteroid planet, sorry, an asteroid starbase set up here, ready to hold them back, that sounds promising. Damn it. I've just realized I'm paying a large amount of... I think when it says minus 30%, the Overlord will, yeah, okay. The Overlord will provide their subject with a subsidy matching 30% of their monthly production. That is not how I read. Where did it even tell me about that? Bulwark. Subject modifier, minus 20% of each. Does it just genuinely not tell you that you're going to give them... Okay, it says it here. The base is 30. Whereas if it were vassal, the base is 1. You can't change it. Why can't you change this? A trade deal already exists for one of these resources. Okay. And a prospectorum, they give you stuff. Okay. Well, we need to stop them being a bulwark. Because it turns out bulwarks you pay for. We're giving them 150 energy credits, 90 minerals, and 35 food. Do we have to give it as just those ones, right? Yeah. That's not ideal. So we need to change that yet again. Yeah, their loyalty is decaying because we're not currently improving relations, but that's okay. So if we were to negotiate it, we can't do this right now because we can't do anything for 23 months. And yes, the ticker was in months on the contact screen, by the way. So that's good to know. So if we were to change it, we'd have to change them off bulwark, basically, which is a shame because I kind of liked the idea of them being bulwarks. But anyway, so we change if we just change them to a vassal. What's the difference between a vassal and a tributary? Are they just different settings on this screen? Or is there actually like some difference? Some mechanical difference? I'm not sure. But if we turn them into a vassal, they're willing to do that, although this would cause them to lose monthly stuff. But if we did this, then they'd be balanced. And that's with regulated expansion. So if we permit it, they're still perfectly happy. Yeah, integration is still prohibited. Although the downside, I guess, is that right now we have them on restricted voting, so they vote with us, but without a diplomatic weight penalty. So that's actually kind of good. So to get 2 holdings would take some stuff. But if we went, I think the holdings, so let's take a look at the holdings that we have right now. Not sectors, holdings. Let's change the order here. I think, no, not reorder planets, reorder sensor stuff. Holdings can go down at the bottom. They're not very important. Not armies. Holdings all the way down. Okay. So these holdings right now are getting me, yeah, 7.4 of each research. This is inconsequential. So let's go with no research holdings. And then instead, the overlord, the subject will pay 16% to 15% of their tax. Seems good. Yeah, why can't I change these? Because I have a trade deal. Okay, so what if I cancel that trade deal? How do you cancel ongoing? Ooh, pledge loyalty. Bulwark prefabs. They get... Okay, so you have to ask for these things from them. Interesting. But if we ask for them to pledge loyalty for 30 years, that would only cost us 60. And I can give them empire data. Interesting. Okay, that's good to know. Ooh, loyalty. I can just buy loyalty. Cool. Oh, I can borrow fleet. Ooh. Fun. Anyway. How do you end ongoing trade deals? I think you don't, do you? So I guess we won't be able to edit this till, yeah, a long time. Because what I was thinking was we could just make them, yeah, like a prospectorum. Because the vassals without the other systems are kind of boring. We make them a prospectorum. Then we don't pay them anything. In fact, they pay us stuff. But we have to give them research subsidies. Why? Why make the special research type, special subject types require the overlord to give them stuff? That doesn't seem very overlordy, does it? I guess if we make them a scholarum, then we don't have to pay them anything. And I could tweak these if I didn't have the ongoing trade deal. And then we'd get yeah, research point caches. And then, yeah, leader levels in the pool, leader level cap. That's for them. Scientists with a scholarum trait can be traded with the overlord. Ooh, fun. I think there's another subject type that you can only get if you're in like a domineering federation, maybe. But anyway, if we went with no holdings, unified sensors, offensive and all, it's not quite good enough. And I can't do less than this. I guess we only have them join our defensive. I guess this would work. But yeah, we have to stop paying them stuff. So I think we're going to change them into a scholarum. Rather than this darn bulwark. Maybe I could change this and 30 is just the base. So you'd have to go to here and all that implies. I think I might just deal with it when that trade deal runs out. Oh, hang on, let me look up if there's a way to end trade deals. Surely there is. Yeah, no, you can't cancel trade deals. That's idiotic. You obviously shouldn't be able to cancel them unilaterally, but I should be able to pay to say like, hey, how about I give you all that stuff I'm currently trading to you up front? And it didn't matter that you couldn't cancel in the past, but now there's a mechanic. But, you know, I want to say something mean, but I'm not going to. Okay, cool. So I guess we'll just deal with the fact that we're giving them stuff for now. I mean, you know, it's not like it's completely wasted. The AI is obviously bad at spending stuff, but Jesus Christ, they have so many. Look at all these tomb worlds and a flat world. Oh yeah, they're funny. This is going to be cool. When we can, if we can integrate them and get access to all these worlds, maybe that's what we should do, honestly. Can you can release sectors, can't you? Yes, you can create vassals out of sectors. So I think what we should do, the way we should solve this, actually, is we should integrate them. And then I can colonize all these planets, basically. Because we can create people that can live on tomb worlds. And then we can colonize these planets and create like a sector that we keep control of, and then release them in the south or something. And then we can tailor them to our whims. So I think that's how I'm going to end the trade deal. I'm going to annex them. But it costs like staggering amounts of... Oh no, okay, 296. It's pretty good actually. Yeah, so we're going to renegotiate the agreement so that we can annex them. Then I'm going to annex them. I'm going to choose which bits to keep for myself, release the rest. Good. That should work. All right, back to it. Oh, here's that hyper relay I was talking about. That's going to be cool. So the way this works, I think, is you don't have to travel across systems. So to travel from here to here, you just make 2 hyperspace jumps. That's going to be really cool if I'm right, because that means I'm going to be able to travel from the core over here super fast, which means instead of having what I've set up at the moment, this is a good point actually, I should tell you about this. So we have this one station here, which has a whole load of defensive platforms, and it's just like fully geared up to be aggressive and hold back the enemy with its obviously big fleet strength. And then right behind it, we have another station here, whichever one of these it is, this one, which is just purely a shipyard. And then back here, we have another shipyard set up so we can crank out ships near the front, keep them here, but then we have a big station to defend us. But if we can get a hypernet relay going back to our capital, although of course you'd still have to fly across the wild space, I suppose. But that means I can have another backup shipyard way back here that can nonetheless supply the front line really quickly. Nice. And that's going to be really useful as well from going from the shipyard down into the center once we've cleaved this path, which is still our intent, I remind you. Hey, our very first orbital ecosystem site. We are ready to start constructing our first megastructure. Nice. Let's do it. You do it in one stage. It costs 25 energy for 150 research and plus 7% terraforming on the planet, which doesn't matter because it's a Gaia world. Still. Cool. That's fun. So then our terraforming speed, is this being used? I guess it's not a megastructure. It's just a whatever the tier below is. Gigastructure? No, gigastructure is big. Anyway, we're building one of these. So that's cool. That's cool. I wonder if I should immediately start building another one. Like if can I do that? Oh, right. We can start building hyper relays already. We already got the tech? Ah, we just got it. Okay. So yeah, let's start building a hyper relay. Well, let's build the first one just between these two systems, I guess. And see what that does. Build hyper relay. I don't have enough influence. That's fine. We will soon. We can just test them between here and here and see how that works. Yes, well, I tried to avoid this, but unfortunately, 5-year plans has passed, which is a very odd name for something that bans basic subsistence, but let's not get into that. Which is problematic. Because that means right now I will be in violation of galactic law if I keep using basic subsistence standards. Which ooh, handling Eternum is a cooperative intel gathering, invite precursors to an anti-Eternite alliance, or launch a preemptive strike. Ooh. Ooh. That's cool. Anyway, where is it? So the greater good is now up to 5-year plans. What's the next one? Next one doesn't allow stratified economy either. Jesus. And you can't use chattel slavery. Okay, hopefully this doesn't keep happening. So do we comply? Our empire will change all species on basic economies to stratified economies if they qualify for it. Well, I'm not going to be in breach of intergalactic law yet. So, we do get 16,000 unity. But yes, give them the barest minimum to comply. So I'm gonna go through and make sure we are at the minimum, but I think that's gonna cost us a bunch of extra consumer goods. Not too much, because they are slaves still, so it's not gonna... Yeah, okay, it only cost us 6, because they're still slaves, so it's not that bad. But if they go to the next one, that bans slavery, which would be, you know... I'm gonna have to be in breach of galactic law at that point, which will not be good. I might have to leave the community. Can you do that? Yeah, you can. I mean, at that point we might have to leave, but we are the most powerful weight, so we probably should start playing the game with, like, sending envoys here and stuff. But, yeah, that's not good. We do not want them to be banning our slave practices. That's our whole economy is running on that. Oh, okay, so it's not that bad. Basic subsistence, you give workers a really bad time. But stratified economy, you still give workers a bad time. It's just slaves don't get anything out of it. Workers get twice as much, basically, in terms of consumer goods. But then decent conditions, that's when slaves start getting consumer goods. And that's a problem. Okay, I've detected a problem. These guys are really unhappy, even when they're in the right faction. Oh no, it's just there's low amenities here. Okay, so right now it's using these guys to research, even though we custom designed this species to do research. But that's because there's low amenities on this planet, which means their happiness is low. Whereas these guys, oh god, you're pretty unhappy. Well, why is it using you? He's generating 8.7. I don't understand why it's not using one of these guys. Because these guys have... Oh, could you minerals instead of food? I forgot about that. Cool. Anyway, these guys consume... create 10% more from research jobs, 20% more from research jobs, 40% more from research jobs, 50% more from research jobs, and 15 on engineering. Whereas my guys create 5% more from research jobs, 10% more, and that's it. So it really should be putting these guys in the research slot. Make them both unemployed, and then create more researchers. Yeah, it's... Why is it assigning the wrong... Oh, hang on, now I put one of them in there. But just to prove it, like, these guys provably have a higher research output. Dramatically higher research output. That's frustrating. Why isn't it putting the right workers as researchers? And is there a way I can fix it? Well, let's make the... I mean, now there isn't an amenity shortage. But yeah, many of these guys are real mad, which does hurt their production. Well, no, actually it doesn't. It hurts the stability on the planet, which can then hurt production. So I guess I could try and fix that by swapping out this stronghold for a precinct house. But that doesn't really raise happiness. It only raises stability by 2, which is not really what we need. What we need is like a big excess of amenities, I guess. Or is there something else that we can do to just raise happiness? I don't think so, right? No. How many of these can I have, by the way? Planet limit 1, okay. Yeah, let's replace this garrison house with another amenity producing thing. See if we can cheer everyone up on this planet. But I'm concerned that it's not applying the right person. Yeah, I may ask Reddit about this. Oh, now that is a commercial pact. So I'm deciding that in the short term, this confederation over here, who are part of a union with... Who are they even in a union with? Just these... Oh, yeah, this little guy down here. We're going to have to be... Wait, did you join it? Oh, wow, they're getting hammered. Did you join the confederation? Yeah, they did. Damn. I didn't realize that. Okay, well, yeah, we definitely need to be friendly with the Confederation then, because these guys are a problem. They're a threat. Right now they're inferior, though. That's good. But anyway, they're a threat. So I'm going to buddy up with this Confederation for now, knowing that the threats right now are this big guy and this guy, basically. So yeah, that is a heck of a commercial agreement that I'm about to sign. Nice. Have some of those favors I just bought off you for some minor artifacts that I don't really need. 128. Nice. Very nice. And we do have ongoing espionage against them as well, but their encryption is... everyone's encryption is getting better. We need some encryption. We can learn... Ooh, their in tech is way better than ours, apparently. We're learning 26 potential technologies. Nice. Yes, have this research agreement. Boom. Look at that. And I guess I should also do association status with their federation. There's kind of no harm. I don't mind a non-aggression pact with them. It's going to make them more friendly with us. Nice. And yeah, it's going to improve our relations a little bit. Good. Good, good, good. So that should keep them happy. If we look at diplomatic map mode right now, you can see where we've made our friends, and it's becoming even more clear where the enemies lie. It's these two and these two. Obviously this being one big area, but we'll see what we can do to crack this egg pretty soon. Good stuff. Oh baby, it's a big day. Today we became solidly the most powerful diplomatic weight on the council. How are we doing on that victory score? Oh yeah, third. Third, not counting the fallen empires. Pretty good. Game's still running pretty well too. Pretty good. And economic strength-wise, we roast and toast them. They're getting a lot of score from their subjects. And this guy's getting a lot from relics as well. Can you steal relics? When you conquer someone's world, you pinch their relics? I hope so. Can't remember. It's been a long time since I played Stellaris. These UI mods make it so much better. The game's good. I'm having a good time. I hope that's coming across. I know I complained a bit, but I hope it's coming across. It's a good game, this. Ooh, Event Horizon something facility. Alpha. Plus 10% monthly influence. That's good. And we unlock a new megastructure. Manipulates and inflates micro wormholes for interstellar travel. I look forward to trying that out. Sounds fun. Oh, it is a dangerous tech, so I guess this might get us extra-dimensional invaders. You know what? That's a good point. Let's start upgrading some star fortresses. I was previously upgrading only worrying about the possibility of invasion from inside the galaxy. Let's upgrade some star forces just so we could have some fight back against invaders. That seems like a good idea. Also, I've got all my ships cloaked, and they're going to go and try and go spy on this guy. They do have strong relative encryption though, which is pretty bad. They also have very strong code breaking, so maybe they're not the best ones to spy on right now. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try, because these are obviously the active threat right now. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, new tech is going to be cool. We're also in the process of modifying our species such that we have a science-focused one, an adaptability-focused one, an industry-focused one, and a Unity-focused one. So it's time for the Unity-focused one to get applied. It's annoying that you can't keep both these windows open at once, but Boros right now has 14 metallurgists, 14 priests. I'm going to prioritize the priests, I think, on Boros. And then this one is like all priests. This one is like all priests. Okay, so on the Unity-focused worlds, we're going to do this new Unity one, which has 20% additional output from Unity in exchange for losing the default. Yeah, so we're losing some leader level cap, some physics research, leader experience gain, and 5% from jobs. So we're only gaining 15% extra unity, but we're also losing solitary, which is kind of good. So let's apply that to all of our unity related worlds across all of the different subspecies that we have. Good. And look at that, just 6 months and we can update, like, what is that? Probably 100 pops. Pretty cool. Going to be very good for our unity generation. Elo structure, that's what they're called, the defensive ones. Sorry, the smaller ones. So yeah, we can build an asteroid artillery framework, which I am going to do here, because that seems really fun. It's using a lot of our alloys, but where do I build it? Oh, there has to be an asteroid in the system, I guess. Asteroid artillery, sorry, transform an asteroid. Damn, that's annoying. So I don't actually know. Do any of my systems even have asteroids? I'm not convinced any of them do. No. Okay, here's some. Where's this? Ah, that's a useless point for it. All right, well, I guess we won't do that then. Yeah, just won't worry about that then. Delete all these extra construction things I built so I could build a ton of extra asteroid bases. How about here? No? Here? No. No asteroids. Tragic. We have a problem. Which is that the Jazan Incorporated down here are preparing to attack us. They're planning for us, but due to lack of intel, it's unclear when it will happen. So we need to get, ideally we get some more intel on them, but they have a really good encryption. Yeah, so like, I don't even... I mean, yeah, we'll try to gather some more intel, but they're strong, much stronger than my vassal. Me plus my vassal, we could probably fight them off, but just my vassal, definitely not going to happen. So we may lose the masticators here, which is bad. Also, they have a defensive alliance with old Union down in the south. Hopefully, I guess hopefully they call in the Union. Oh, you know what else we could do? We could declare war on the Union. Because that would get us to war with Jazan. But now, then I'd have to fight both these guys. And I can't seem to get these guys to join. I don't really know how it works in terms of inviting attackers. But, I mean, I think it's because they don't border that I can't call them in. But then I can call these guys in against... yeah, I'm not really sure how that works, but... I think the only option may be a preemptive war against these guys. Because if it's just these guys that declare war on us and start invading our vassal, we're going to lose. Because I can't get to my vassal. We have no connection to our vassal. You guys don't want to let me through, do you? Oh, can I see your system, by the way? Wow, I can. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. 3 million fleet power, huh? Okay. What else you got? A crystal megabore. Ooh, that's cool. Making 50 crystals. Oh, and that is a couple of attack moons. Cool. Cool. So I'm going to try and rapidly militarize. We've fixed our economy. Quite potently fixed our economy. So I'm going to rapidly militarize in the form of a lot of additional strongholds being built across my realms, which will dramatically increase my naval capacity, and then I can build up more fleets. Yeah, I'm basically going to just fill... I've been waiting to try and find like a good stronghold world that I can just make full of strongholds, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill every available tech slot on every one of my worlds that doesn't currently have a building in it with strongholds. Oh, also, I asked Reddit for advice about the fact that the wrong people are working these jobs, and the best suggestion they had is citizens, unfortunately, are prioritized for the researcher job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the number of my pops on this planet to 3, so that they can be the politicians, and then everyone else will just be these guys, and then they'll do all the work, which means they'll be doing metallurgy and artisan work less efficiently than they could, but that's not the worst thing in the world. And to that end, I will also grow this pop here as well. So we'll have some less clerks. We basically have a whole load of lacks of clerks on loads of our worlds, except this one, because we're upgrading the planetary capital. But, okay. Rapid militarization, so that we can try and either dissuade these guys from attacking us, or mean that when they attack us, we retaliate by attacking their ally. And then we have it broken up into 2 separate wars. It could actually work to our advantage. The other bit of news is that I know why some of these hyperlanes down here are thicker than the other ones. That means they have a hyper relay. So now, I think if I take this construction guy and tell him to go down here... Oh, and that's why they've been going blue. Okay. Does he go to the hyper relay? He does. Look at that. Boom. And he flies across. And appears here. Nice. Oh, the hyper relays... I think I might have misunderstood how hyper relays work. Like, if I try to go here... Oh, it's a ploy. What's this? We were tricked. Our disavowed operative has been caught. Damn. You get -5 research speed. Oh no, that's just on my... on one of my guys. Okay. Damn. You want a migration treaty? Hell no. So if he wants to go there, he's not going through the hyper relay. I don't quite understand how hyper relays work. I think I need... I think I'm going to... Can enemies use my hyper relays? I don't know. I'm going to build another one here, basically as a test, to see what it does. Oh, I can choose where it is. Does it matter where it is? I don't know. Let's build it over here. And then we'll see. Because I think what will happen is the ship will appear in, like, it will disappear in this system, appear in the hyper relay, then disappear in the hyper relay, appear in the next hyper relay, then disappear in the next hyper relay, and appear in the next hyper relay, which circumvents the need to move across these systems. I think that's how it works. But we'll find out, I guess. Oh yes, and we're also getting the tech for orbital rings, which will be fun, because I can build them around Styribus. I think will be the first place we build one, around Lonesome, which will act as both a defensive measure, and I think it boosts the planet too. Okay, I'm actually going to take our militarization to the next level, which means constructing city districts such that every planet has the maximum number of available building slots, and then filling all of those building slots with military buildings as well. That is going to require on some of our buildings that we reduce the number of mining districts we have, but that's okay, because we have a lot of slots to employ miners right now. And I'm concerned, because the campaign's been going really well, but if the fact that we have 3 people against us, and the guy with us is not that good, is not great. Sensors can now penetrate wormhole systems. Cool. What would be most useful immediately before the war? Oh yes, advanced combat roles, definitely. Cool. Cool. We also invented slave armies recently. Oh yes, and I should almost certainly be trying to make a bunch more super tensile materials. I know I didn't notice that it was ticking down, but we have none, because trying to build this is consuming a bunch, I think. Basically every month it doesn't actually go up by 10, because it's all being used up in the existing construction that we have. So I don't know if there's a good way to know how many I should make, but we're just going to make more. So that we're going to make more until we have a surplus for our current level of building. But that's a post-war economy kind of upgrade. Okay, well, the impending war notification has gone away as I rapidly militarize. Their opinion of us is improving, but I think the only reason it's gone away is that I have less intel on them. I could be wrong, but I think that's why. I am moving a cloaked science vessel in to go and do some recon, which is a really cool mechanic, by the way. That's like the espionage system has some weaknesses, but the addition of being able to do stuff with your scientists that connect into it, oh, that's a really, really good bit of design. I'm a big fan. So yeah, we're gonna send in a bunch of our ships cloaked to do some reconnaissance, and I think I might dramatically increase the number of science ships I have and just kind of do a whole bunch of recon all over the place. We need some better cloaking tech is one thing. I know it's inefficient to not do this, but I just don't like ship design. So I could also design like a cloak fleet or something, but we'll see. And yeah, the militarization continues apace. We are cranking out strongholds. Our economy is bearing it so far. We'll see how long that lasts. Okay. I think the time has come to take a risk. Well, I don't know. So these guys, the hierarchy, have just split off in the north. They're a xenophilic, militarist, materialist, psychic species that have split off from the polity. And what I'm considering doing is declaring war on these guys in order to try and preserve the existence of these guys so that I can form a federation with them, which they would do, probably, if we improved our relations a bit. So I think we could do it. I think we could do that. And then... But we'd have to win a war against these guys and these guys simultaneously. And they're still superior. I don't think we can do it. I've closed my borders to them, so they'd have to go. They have to go at them through here, which does mean going through. Oh, they haven't upgraded. They haven't put any defensive things on this starbase at all. Ooh, Prophet's Retreat is up here. Cool. That could be funny. We could colonize that. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah. I just don't see a way I can do it. I guess I am going to try. I'm going to open diplomatic channels with these guys, try and get them to like me. Maybe they... I mean, how are they going to win the war? How are they ever going to win the war? But let's start negotiations, because maybe we can make something happen here. And if we can... And we're continuing to rapidly militarize, so if we might get strong enough that I feel okay declaring this war. I've also just unlocked more star bases, so we're finally going to have one in this system. If I had a big star base here and here, I'd feel much happier declaring this war, because my fleet plus the force multiplier of this star base, I feel like we'd be in a good place. Our vassal would get absolutely stomped, but that sounds like a vassal problem to me. So we'll see. That's... Ooh... Might work. Might work. Okay, well, first major modding conflict maybe resolved. I waited. I found out that if I turned off the AI, it stopped crashing, but we were having a crash happening on exactly the same day last year. So I turned off the AI and just let the game run hands off for a year. So, you know, it stays fair. AI, I wasn't allowed to do anything, neither was I. Now I've turned it back on, and it seems to be running without crashing. So hopefully the series is saved. I mean, you guys missed the stress of it maybe not being saved, but I think, fingers crossed, it might now be saved so we can carry on. Thank the Lord. Oh baby, the Galactic Council has been founded and we're on it. Hell yeah. I forget what this lets us do. We can do emergency measures, which brings things immediately to the Senate floor. And can't we veto stuff as well? I think. Minor research sanctions. I support this. Although, not necessarily as much as I support Popperminity usage going down. Although I don't want diplomatic... Yeah, I want to veto this. What should we force through? Administrative insight. Subjects tend towards their fanatic ethics. That's alright. I have no fanatic ethics. I'm not interested in that. Appealing recycling. Can I force through more stuff? I want to repeal the 5-year plans. I can't because I already have a pending resolution. Okay, what's my pending resolution? Minor economic sanctions. Yeah, withdraw that. I want to repeal 5-year plans. No empires are likely to support it. Fantastic. Oh god, and greater than ourselves might get made soon. That's not good. That's bad, because that means we can't have slaves anymore. So we have to absolutely make sure that does not happen. How about we shrink the size of the council? No? Ah, we have to enable veto power, which we can't propose for a while. Alright, that's what we need. We need veto power. Ooh, we can nominate custodians, but we can't do this yet, presumably, right? Or maybe we can nominate custodians because of the Eternum lot. Maybe they count as a crisis that we can nominate people for. I've never interacted with this part of the game before, so it's good times. Oh yeah, intergalactic directives. I would like to repeal that, but... Well, we could also do cooperative intel gathering. We'll give everyone 3 intel for 5 years. And you have to pay 150 energy a month. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm just going to wait and give myself veto power. I think that's definitely going to be useful so that I can veto if they try and ban slavery. Because that would be, you know, a problem. We're waiting on a tradition, by the way, because we can't do gigastructures without terra-dimensional engineering. And all of my ascension perks I want to do require megastructures. So that's why we're having those open, if you're wondering. And yes, our economy is struggling to support the massively increasing size of our navy. But we are, yeah, still inferior compared to these guys. So I'm gonna just have to keep on keeping on, trying to grow our economy. We are spending, like, as you can see, huge chunks of our economy is just temples and temples and temples. But I can at least now tear down a bunch of these strongholds that we just built, because we don't need 450 naval capacity. We finally got the tech that increases the amount of naval capacity strongholds give us. So I think I'm going to replace a bunch of these strongholds with other stuff, which should help out the economy. Because yeah, it feels like we're approaching what we can actually maintain. Oh yeah, right, the Overlord's subsidy thing. We're changing your agreement. You are no longer a bulwark. You're going to be a scholarum. And you pay me stuff rather than me paying you stuff. Nice. Okay. Overlord conflicts. Join my offensive conflicts. I'll join all of your conflicts. I don't need any... Well, no, I do need... Damn, okay. I do need holdings on them because we figured out that scholorums have... There's a special building you can build in scholorums that's going to be really useful. I'd like you to give me all your super tensiles, but... Unified... They're likely to vote with me anyway, even if I give them independent diplomacy. How can I make them happier here? We still have that damn trade deal. How long is that trade deal going to go on for? It's over in like 2 months. Okay, we'll deal with it then. Okay, I think this is how we're going to do it. We're going to give them... We're going to make them a scholarum instead, which just straight up gives us 10% more monthly scientific research, which is pretty cool. They have restricted voting, so they vote with us in the community. They are permitted to expand. They give us 30% of their research, which is not much. And we're going to give them 45% of their strategic resource expenditures, which, as it turns out, is like nothing. it's 7 resources a month. That's not bad at all. We have refining worlds. We can handle that. And then they'll join our offensive but not defensive wars. Which means if we get declared on, we'll have to fall back behind our powerful stations, but that's still, you know, better than nothing. And we'll have 2 holding limit, which means we'll be able to, I think, build this new building on their worlds, which is going to allow us to have some like research system, empire-wide research bonuses. There we go, and we join all their conflicts, and they're still going to be loyal. Boom. And it's going to take 1,650 days, and it's going to cost 3 influence per month that it's ongoing, but this should work. And yeah, the conversion is now ongoing, and it won't complete until, you know, a long time from now. They're now a scholarum. Drain on resources. Yeah, I don't care. So they pledge themselves. Wait, hang on. Was that someone else that just pledged a secret fealty to us? Or was that a bug and it was these guys that reckon it's secret even though it's not secret? I'm not sure. Anyway, they're converting over, which is good, and the fact that they're a scholarum I think will instantly give me 10% boost here. Maybe that's only when they actually fully pass over. Anyway, that's going to be good, and that's saving us a huge chunk of resources. So why did my consumer goods needs just go up so much? Anyway, we can look into that. But yeah, that's going to save us a lot now that we don't have to pay them all of this stuff. And obviously it is going to cost us some here. 5.2 there, 2.8 there. It's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. I mean, let's say we wanted to buy that 5 every month. That would only cost us... Does it tell me? Does it not tell me? I guess I just work it out from here. Yeah, it's only costing us 60 energy a month compared to the 200 we were doing before. That's, you know, really good. Really good indeed. Okay, so yeah, definitely a positive improvement there. And then We're still hoping we're going to be able to get these guys to bend the knee and these guys. But I don't know if war exhaustion has been reworked, because these guys have been in this war with 100% attacker war exhaustion for like decades. So I don't think that was ever going to end. I think it's just bugged. Anyway, back to preparing for the war here, which we've been doing for like 60 years, but still, it's tough. Oh yeah, and we finally got an encryption tech, which I'm very happy about. Hey, and a code breaking tech as well. Nice. It's going to let us do a whole bunch more sneaky spying on our neighbors, which will be good. I'm bearing sad news. I think this is the end of the road for the dominating commonality. I really enjoyed this Let's Play. It's been, I think on your end, it'll be like an hour and a half long. On mine, it was like 20 or something. It's been good. We were on the road, you know, with the most powerful, diplomatically at least, nation in the galaxy. But sadly, it seems that this game is not to be. The game crashes every time it rolls round through a December, unless I turn the AI off. And I have reinstalled all of my mods, and I have run all of the conflict checkers, and I have endeavored to fix it, and I have failed. So tragically, we have to say goodbye to the dominating commonality. In the next series, which we will do, I am going to try a very different style, a very different type of empire that we build, which will be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. But tragically, we do have to say goodbye. Let's talk a bit about what would have happened. Obviously, the main enemy is the Pharosan hegemony. It's very unfortunate that Jiazing Incorporated here is the most powerful enemy. Like, they're the second most powerful person in the galaxy, and they're allied to the only person I can plausibly move against, given the way that the system is set up. I think we would nonetheless have been able to punch through there, especially if I started deficit spending on my fleet. We have a really large fleet. I definitely think we could have got in there. I enjoyed playing with the spy networks. The knowledge that you can move this window and then tab through, and then move this one, and they stay where you put them to tab through the different ones, definitely improves this. There should still obviously be a spy network window where you manage it, but still, that's good fun. And I really like the new cloaking thing, sending a whole bunch of our scientists to go and do spying in enemy systems, meaning that they have utility, active utility, not just assisting research into the late game, is cool. I did enjoy that. But tragically, I think we must say goodbye to the dominating commonality. Some final stats. We ended up with a bunch of different subspecies within my my empire. We were about to upgrade. Right, yeah, I can delete this one. We had, you know, specific science pops with these erudite and elevated synapses. Overtuned, by the way, seems really strong. Like, really strong. So I enjoyed playing with that. Because just the ability to basically have two of the same type of trait means you can get ever more specialized on pops. Like being able to have excessive endurance for resources and agrarian for plus that, and farm appendages for plus 15 is really cool. And the growing of our new specialized pops was a good time, which I enjoyed. I think the friends that we managed to make along the way definitely were helpful. We obviously befriended some of the weaker parties, managing to get this vassal, getting to interact with the new vassal system, which you have to get into from here. It was fun. I've learnt quite a bit about this. I think I learnt some about how you run this kind of economy as well, which was cool. So I'm looking forward to taking some of those learnings. And yeah, obviously I now have a late game goal, which is I want to kill Eternum. I have no idea how we would ever manage to defeat something like this. Clearly we'd have to rally a lot of the galaxy. I mean, look at this thing. These people are very, very advanced. I don't know how we would beat them, but that's going to be the goal for the next series, I think. But without too much further ado, a tragic farewell to the dominating commonality. They were fun. They were a good time. We had real struggles in the early game. We were so hemmed in. We had to do some funky stuff. We're so lucky that we found those pre-FTL species down here. To put that in context, we have a pretty good economy, right? And a huge amount of that is being run on the back of these Rithelian slaves. We have 85 of their pops in our empire that we otherwise wouldn't have had, and they meant that we could have all of our guys focused on, you know, specialist and ruler jobs, which was fun. So, without further ado, thanks so much for watching. I'm going to go edit this together and then start the next run. And since we just did one as a domineering slaver race, it only makes sense that we do the next one as a more kind of embracing everyone into our culture style of gameplay, which should be fun. But I will see you all then. Thanks very much for watching. Sorry it had to end this way. I wanted to carry this forwards for like another, you know, another 100 hours or whatever, and dominate the rest of the galaxy, but it was not to be. This is the true tech level of the Eternum. They can actually crash your game if they detect that you're going to be a threat. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.